so forth. So I don't want to perceive that I know what you guys believe. So I want to ask each and every one of you guys before we get into the conversation, are men the problem? Are we the problem? Are we the reason that our communities are the way they are? The women are the way they are. Are we the problem? We'll start with Trigger Mike, and we'll go to the next person, and so on and so forth. Go ahead.
Are men the problem? Ooh. You just hitting us with the heavy stuff early. Are we talking about, well, you know what, let me just answer in general. I would have to say no. Listen, I think I said it yesterday, and I'm gonna stand on it. I have to.
Right.
I don't believe that there are any more greater percentage of dusties and uneligible or ineligible men that are alive in society today than have ever been alive. I believe that women just knew better than to fraternize with these type of men in the past. I believe that fathers being present in the home used to guard their daughters, and daughters would submit to this type of protection, right? We have a system now of government that stands in the way of a man who wants to guard his own family and tells his woman, his daughter, be free, do what you like. In fact, we'll hold him accountable and make him pay you if y'all want to separate from him. So no, it's not necessarily the man, because this is what we do in this society, especially. We always talk about the 50% divorce rate. What about the other 50% that aren't divorced, that are sticking it out for their families, right? The men still do that. So I believe a large percentage of the people represented in that 50% that do get divorced, that do look for a way out, they just don't know how to be married at all. That's really what it is. They could use some training in life on how to get on, effectively. So what really is the problem? Like, it's the system in general that is enabling the women, because, I don't want to trigger the women to think when I say women are the problem. No. It is the system. It is, if we say women need to be led and we need to lead these homes, what doctrine are women following to separate them from the man, to separate them from the family unit? And that's the system in general, i.e. the government, i.e. feminism and the liberal movement that's trying to get their votes. There's so many powerful things in place that are heavily funded to separate this unit known as the Black family and the family in general. So I'll say, yeah, it's the system influencing the women that is the problem.
All right, man. Appreciate that, brother. All right, let me mix up a little bit, brother Clarence. If you're ready, are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, are men are the problem? Prove me wrong, brother Clarence. I don't want to perceive what you believe. So, tell us what are your thoughts on that? Do you believe that?
I do believe that if the men straighten out, if the men get better, the women are going to have to get better just to participate in the sexual selection process. The women are going to have to get it. So you're not even going to have to say anything to women. Women are going to see that they're not going to be selected, and the men are going to be better, and they're going to see that the kind of low life guys that are do them wrong, leave them on the side of the road, that those guys they're not gonna get nowhere with that. They can get somewhere right now with it, because like Brother Mike was saying, it was, the government has things in place, not specifically for them, but there's things in place so that they can have some support if they don't have a man, and they're able to deal with that. But as we see now, with landlords they're not taking Section 8 anymore. A lot of these benefits may go away, and that is going to be an issue. And also, like I said, those kind of guys that are leaving them by the wayside, they're going to eventually see that that's not the move. Right now, they can kind of gamble with it right now, but like I said, if we just get the men to straighten up, right? Because it's us doing a lot of the stuff. It's us committing a lot of crimes. It's us not being in the household. It's us not being with our children. Not all of us, but most of us. I mean, a lot of us are not doing that. So if we can get that together, I think the women will probably, they're going to have to, if they want to get a good man, they're going to have to straighten up themselves.
All right. Thank you, Brother Clarence, for that. We'll hop over to JT. JT, what are your thoughts?
So when you ask a broad question like that, it is definitely it's not that men are the problem. It is systematically done, but I do have to put it. It's a little bit of both. It's definitely systematic, but it's also that, um, like Brother Clarence was saying, is that um, a major problem is the men. A major problem is that a lot of these things we let slide, whether it's through um, fear, whether it's through not, getting ourselves together as far as like, especially when it comes down to our personal issues, right? We have a lot of personal issues as men, where now you can start seeing it is that we've had a lot of this talk, and you see the younger generation right now, everything is blamed on the man, right? Everything is blamed. When you look at how fathers are being disrespected by their children, right? When you look at how mothers are being disrespected by their children, I have to say that the onus is definitely on us as men, because we are the solution. So, I look at it to this point right now where, and I'm kind of torn. This is why it's taking me a minute, because I listened to both the brothers talk, and I'm like, it's like a little bit of both. I have to put the onus on us as men. I have to put the onus on us though. But when saying that, I do have to just say that we are also the solution. Just like what Brother Clarence was just saying, man. If we straighten out, we straighten up, everything else is straighten up with us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna end it with that.
All right. So let's hop up. Let's go to Bolo. And thank you, Ronan, for being here. Bolo, what are your thoughts? Me and other problem.
I think that we are a major part of it. I don't think that we are the only issue that plagues the Black community. I think that, we have to understand the mechanics of it. Women follow power. And if we got our act together, they would have no choice but to follow. I think that our focus needs to be on our growth, mentally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally, through integrity and character. A lot of the times we hear the blame game, and, they're saying women, 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 and I think that at the end of the day, if you look in the mirror and say, okay, this is what dysfunction I bring into this situation, and I'm gonna get my act together. Your vibe attracts your tribe. So I think that men need to seek counseling. Especially in our community, we're taught that, if you cry, if you feel, if you hurt, you're less than a man. That stigma, we need to get rid of it. And, us as mentors, you have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you have 7 Black men up here, 7 fathers, I'm saying, men that are doing their thing in their community. If we can branch out and become mentors, and then let these cats see that there's more to us than just, rappers, basketball players, and being argumentative, that we can actually reason through words and conversing instead of violence. I think that we'll be in a much better place than we were yesterday.
All right. Thank you, Bolo, for that. Hank, let's get you, then we'll go to Ronan. Go ahead.
Man, look, shit. God damn, what's the question again, man?
Men are the problem.
I agree. God. Look here, man. You got a lot of soft ass, punk ass parents, soft ass, punk ass fathers. Don't want to do right. Don't want to act right. I'm gonna say it's like I've been saying. I'm not gonna let no woman determine me, my future, how I move, how I act, how I carry myself. I'm not. Other men shouldn't either. Now, if you're not a man and you sit down to pee, then you adjust accordingly. But if you're a man that has to stand up to do what you got to do, then stand up. Stay erect. You ain't no fucking limp noodle. That's some bullshit, man. So are we the problem? Yeah, because we allow things to happen. We know the rules and regulations. we adjusted and adapt. We've been adjusted and adapt ever since we got off the boats. Been adjusting and adapt and moving accordingly. Made changes where we need to make changes. But now, 2023, we act like we can't do it no more. You know, we act like a bunch of women. Because if you get on these panels and do this all goddamn day, 24/7, dude, I got no respect for you. I mean, how do you motherfuckers earn a living? As I see y'all crying and goddamn all day. So why don't you use some of the energy, these ideas, these thoughts, and put them into works and practice? We talk about it all the time. Some solutions are put out there. A lot of people just doing it for entertainment, and that's cool too. If that's all you're doing, don't call yourself a solution-based show or a solution-based panel or solution-based person, because you're not. If you share knowledge with me and I find it to be beneficial, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna run with it. I don't care who gives it to me. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what sex you are. I don't care if you into men or you're not. You into women or you're not. I don't care. If you got some knowledge and information that's going to help me, to make me be a better man, to help me be a better person, to make me be a more productive adult, a better father, to help my pockets, I got my ears wide open. I'm out for shit. I'm listening. But that's the problem. A lot of men, they're not listening like they used to do. They're not sitting down with the elders and heeding the word. They shaking them out. Oh, hey, you don't know what you're talking about. Cool. You keep doing what you're doing. You're gonna live long and then you run around here with some Jergens lotion all goddamn day. Dry dick. And if that's what you want, good luck with that. That ain't where Hink lives, that ain't how I roll. So that's my answer, Black Man. I'm sorry I got so with the vocabulary. I'm sorry.
No, you good, man. You good.
They'll take you down, baby. I hope they still. Y'all help with this man super chat, man. Matter of fact, let me send the super chat for all the cussing I just did. I'm sorry.
No problem, man. Thank you, Hank, for your comments, brother. Hey, so Ronan, what are your thoughts, man? Men are the problem.
Actually, we are, because we become comfortable with being complacent. We like to make excuses. We run from adversity. There's too many guys who waste their energy trying to pan out panties and argue nonsensically about the problem instead of face it head on. A lot of us have to understand that we are the OGs now. We have to accept that. And you got guys, as Hink says, like, you got guys that have selective hearing. They're worried about if a chick likes them. But if you don't like yourself, if you don't take care of your mental health, if you don't make it cool to be around you, if you don't have any business that shows that you're a man of productivity, then why should anybody like you? In my personal opinion. And it's just too much weakness. Everybody's looking to hide in the weeds, hoping the problem blows over. It's not our problem, but it is something we got to deal with as men. We're the problem because we don't see ourselves as the solution. We want someone else to do it. And by the time you're waiting for that solution, you're long gone. You're not worth mourning over anything. We're not building anything. We're not building ourselves up as far as like our health or even our credibility or reputation to be considered. If we actually took a stand for ourselves and what we're looking to build, they can't help but to respect that. We have to remember we are the culture. So let's change it.
All right. Appreciate that, man. So I thank you, all of you, for your comments, because are men the problem? Yes, we do. So I want to talk about it from a leadership perspective. So as far as husbands or men who aspire to be married, I think more men now want to be married. Now, the word right now is that men are the problem and men don't want to be married. And so I want to go around the room as we have the conversation, because, you know, hearing the thoughts of some of these women that say, you know, men are not ready for marriage, they don't want to be married. You know, what do you guys think? Let's just have an open floor conversation. What do you guys think? Do black men want to be married? Because the word on the street is black men don't want that. We just baby daddies.
Well, I mean, the answer is, so you've heard me say before that men don't play in the sandbox in elementary school talking about how they're gonna be great husbands one day. We don't do that.
Right.
At all. Marriage for a man in general is honor bestowed upon an honorable woman and a woman that deserves it.
Mhm.
You kind of, I mean, a lot of dudes that became married just got with a girl, had good intentions to do her right, and through watching, being amazed by her, decided to just bestow the best honor you could bestow onto a woman, to that specific woman, for the children y'all may have together, so they may grow up in unity and know what family looks like. We don't grow up wanting to be husbands. Do you know what I gave up to become a married man? Do you know the ass I was getting out here? Okay, we don't aspire to do it. If you want to be an honorable person, then you bestow that honor upon a woman. One of the biggest caveats to it is, what are women requiring from men? All right, some women require that before they take any steps further. I believe if women required marriage in order to step in further with them, in order to engage further with them, guess what? Men would be married. It's simple as that. Men are the most obedient people on the planet. That's why we have all this progress, right? They've given full-on murderers in the past the choice to go serve your country in the military infantry or go to jail. What do you think they said? I'll serve. I'll do whatever it takes to stay out of jail. Men are soldiers. We do whatever is necessary to gain the prize. So require something, and we'll do it. I promise you.
All right. Now, anybody got anything they want to say to what Trigger Mike just said?
Yeah, I can say something.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Just to piggyback off of what he just said, first and foremost, marriage is a responsibility. Marriage is the conduit of building a family. So it's not just marriage to that woman, it's building your own family. So it's a responsibility, and it takes obedience in order for you to have a family. So to answer your question initially, no, there's a lot of men that don't want to be married because they're not looking at the purpose in marriage. And what they see is a bunch of negative, a negative talk. It's that simple. They can't even get to being responsible for their girlfriend, let alone their wife. They can't be responsible. I mean, just look at it. Look at how men are. And I agree with Trigger Mike. We are obedient. It's crazy. This is why a dog is a man's best friend. It takes a lot to be able to take care of a pet. And when you see a man that has a pet and he's taking care of that pet, that shows obedience. Even when we talk about when you have men that have children and women are looking at him, right? That is social proof that that man can take care of a family. Whether he was with the mom or not, if they see him with children, that's why when we look at single moms versus single fathers, it's something different. It's not a good look to see a woman that have kids already had a family, because we already understand what the negative kind of that is. But with a man, it's a lot different, because it shows that man is ready to take care of a family. Now I'm not talking about baby daddies. That they're way more apt to be a baby daddy than they are to be a husband, to be a father. Something different. So your answer, no, not now. But what was innate in us and what is still innate in us, yes, we are built to do that. We're built to take on a family, but it's ours. It's ours. We ain't built to take on baby mamas though.
All right. So saying that, I want to add something else to this so we can have the conversation, because I know Trigger Mike gonna jump in on this one, and everybody else as well. I've been hearing a lot of men on platforms say this, that in our culture, Black men, period, we are responsible for all these kids not being able to learn. We're responsible for all the baby mamas, right? We're solely responsible because we need to take control of ourselves. And if we take control of ourselves, there won't be no baby mamas. It's not the woman's. The woman has no fault in it. It's the man. Anybody want to jump in that they can. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, BMU?
I can.
What's up, Freezy?
And Freezy,
Go ahead, world class. You finna cook, man. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, Freezy just got here, so we go ahead and you could go ahead and start first.
It's all a guilt trip. It's all a guilt trip, bro. And these niggas is giving right into it. You know, they let women make them feel bad, guilty, right? And then, like, we're so confused about what we're arguing. We're arguing about what's the definition of a man nowadays. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like we're arguing about what is a man, and it's so many guys so soft nowadays, so afraid to correct women. Not even your women in general. Like you should, like, we should be able to live in a society because I hear a lot of men say there's no black community. You know, I'm almost sold on that shit now because we've let stuff go awry. When black women have set the pace to where it's a notion that they are running this shit. They're running the black households. They're running families and they're running businesses. Black men are subjugated up under them. We are afraid to correct them. If we do correct them, it's always gonna be a shaming tactic. You know, if we tell them to lose weight, they say we're fat shaming them. If we tell them to be more feminine and soft, you know, it's toxic masculinity. They always got to come back, and we give right into that stuff, man. And what it all boils down to me is you just got to stop giving a crap. Stop caring about what these women think so much. Stop it. And you know, this is another indication that most of these guys are not raised with morals and values where it's a foundation in their life to where it's a clear indication of what they know they want in relationships and in general. Most of these dudes they're so, everything that was up is down. Everything that's down is up. Everything that was evil is good. Everything that's good was evil now. It's so confused now. It's so much confusion in the world now, right? They don't even know what they want. And that's the problem with a lot of these men. They don't have clear direction. And I'm gonna tell you something, guys, it's only gonna get worse. Because guess who's doing the raising? Guess who's raising these young, emotional men, lost men? It's these effed up women. That's who keep raising these men. So it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. And the only way it's going to get better is if we do a hostile takeover. You just got to stop giving the F. You stop trying to be, stop trying to be polite and politically correct about every damn thing. If you right, you just right. That's it. If you're right, you right. And don't let nobody throw you off your square. And I'm tired of black women getting away with murder.
Literally.
They getting away with murder, bro. I'm telling you, I see it every day when I be on the internet, when I be in real life. I don't play that shit in my house. If my wife act like she disrespecting me, bro, I turn up. I'm telling you. I stop that shit at the door. Literally, bro. I don't go for that. Because that stuff, it's almost like witchcraft. Once you let it keep going long enough, that shit will affect you. And before you know it, it's done possessed your ass.
Yeah, but Freezy, when you sit there and say you gonna turn up, you ain't doing no different than them.
Well, when I mean turn up, I don't mean like, call out a name or get loud. I get stern and serious. Okay. I don't have smiles on my face. She know I be dead serious. I don't, all that laughing and stuff. It's almost like sometimes, and I hate to say this because I know women, they get offended when men talk like this, but sometimes you have to treat them like children. Like, okay,
you're gonna laugh and joke with your children every now and then, but your child know when you dead serious. They know when to stand straight up and be at attention. And I'm not saying that I don't abuse my wife. I don't beat my wife. I don't abuse my wife. I don't even verbally abuse my wife. But I do get stern with her if I detect any signs of disrespect, even if the slightest sign of disrespect. I don't allow that shit, man. All that passive aggressive stuff, I don't allow that. If I'm talking to you, you all in your phone, acting like, trying to kind of treat me, make it seem like I'm irrelevant because you upset about something. No, I don't play that. We're going to have a clear line of communication, and that's the only way it's going to get better. That's the only way. And the only reason why I'm saying using my relationship as an example is because that example should play out across the whole community with women, period. But so many women feel liberated to say what the hell they want to say, and the disrespect is at an all-time high, and we've absorbed it so much where we think it's a norm. We think that that's normal, to be talked to a certain way, to be treated a certain way. What is the definition of a real man?
You know what? We're gonna get to that. So I want Brother Clarence has some pushback on that, I believe. Brother Clarence, what do you have to say to what Brother Freezy was just got through saying?
Give me about 5 minutes, man. Give me about 5 minutes.
Okay. So anybody have any pushback to what Freezy said?
I got to.
Let me say that. It's not. I don't know if it's really put. Freezy may take it that way. I don't know. But I'm not giving a woman no energy like that. I'm not gonna sit there and argue with you. I'll fight with you because that's what you want. I'm taking what she wants away. She wants attention, and I'm hanging up on you. If we're on the phone, I will hang up on your ass. Now I'm gonna answer. I'm saying, you ready to talk with a civil tongue? Act like you got some sense with a reasonable resort, so we can have some good, wholesome communication and get some shit figured out. Oh, you're not? Then I hang up. If I'm in the same room, I will walk out that room. She feels the need to follow me, I will leave the home. I ain't got time for this. The hell with your ass. Don't give them no energy like that, man. Walk away from them. Ignore them. Like you just said, like Freddie, what you said, they act like kids. Guess what I do with my little granddaughter when she act a fool? I walk away. I'm not paying you no attention. When you learn to use your words, we can talk. But until then, ain't nothing to say. So I'm not playing them games. And men just need to walk away from these women. Don't deal with them. Let them be. If they don't want to act right, let them be single. Now, again, what you said, I'm fearful for a black man. You said, I'm fearful for my son. I'm fearful for my son because my son's got to deal with it. My nephews got to deal with it. My little cousins have to deal with this shit. I'm to the point now, I used to be against passport, bro. I have no problem with you dudes. None at all. No smoke. Not no more. My son said, say he want to marry a white woman. I have no problem with it. Not no more. Not what I'm seeing. He got to deal with. If our sisters gonna act like that, the hell with them. Go get you a beautiful white woman, a good old Asian woman, a Mexican, my Cuban, a Latin woman. I don't give a damn. As long as she respects you and treats you right, I ain't got a problem with her.
Hey, let me ask you a question, Hank. Let me ask you a question. Now, you absolutely right. If my wife was just my girlfriend, or she was going to her spot and I go to my spot, yeah, that's how I roll. But when I got married to my wife, and I'm not saying I have problems in my marriage, what I'm saying is, what advice do you have to guys who actually took that step and they actually have to live with their significant other and they tied the knot? So basically, I don't go back and forth with my wife, but I do want to set a precedence and have an understanding about how in my house, how I'm going to be talked to and how I'm going to be treated. And so I communicated to the point where it's respectful, but I'm stern and serious with it. But I do agree as far as like the, raising your voice and talking loud and getting emotional. No, I don't do that. But I do try to get stern and try to have a clear understanding in my house, because the reason why I don't let it slide, Hank, is because, we have a daughter and we have nephews and stuff. I think it's bigger than my wife. I don't want any of the youth that's around us to even see that example. I want to be a good example to my to my daughter and my nieces and nephews, and I need for her to be a good example as well. And so if I keep just because let me tell you something, I can ignore a woman easy. I've been doing that for years, but when I got married to her, I realized I can't. I do have a responsibility and a duty to be the type of leader to make sure I try to shape an example in my house to where other people can see it, is visible. You understand what I'm saying? Because if I just keep walking away from her and she feels like he don't care, I'm gonna just act how I want. No, this is not how it's going down in my house.
Right.
Let me ask you a question real fast.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Sorry,
Let me get No, I was gonna go to Brother Clarence real quick. He had some pushback on that.
Clarence got plenty of time. He ain't got no goddamn life. He can hold on. Even if it's your wife, brother, I'm gonna say it again. It doesn't matter. You can walk away from your wife. You can walk away from your wife. Hopefully, you don't live in a shack where you got more than one room in your house. If that means you got to go to the bathroom, sit on the goddamn toilet and say, "I'm shitting, baby. Leave me a be." To get your thoughts, give her time, and then come back to the conversation. I'm not saying don't have the conversation at all.
Right.
Check the temperature in the room. Baby, you ready to talk in a calm talk? Oh, you're not? Okay. I'm gonna give you some time, and I'm walking away.
I think it's a balance of what both of you are saying. You know what I'm saying? Because there's gonna be some times when a conversation, she may not be in that vibration of understanding. So at that point where it's gonna fall on deaf ears, you walk away. But then there's going to be some times where you do have to have that conversation, because our children learn from consistency. They, when you're dealing with young boys, they need to see the way you deal with their mom. They need to have that example in real life. They need to see it happen. Now they need to see that when it's getting to a point where no good is coming from it, you walk away. They need to see that sometimes you apply pressure, and sometimes you say, you know what, I need to walk away and go to that bathroom or go to that room. And the bigger point is that our young men out here are suffering. They're suffering out here, and it's important. The mentorship is so important because they're not getting it. These women, these single mothers, are raising the boys that they're complaining about by separating the father from the home. You understand what I'm saying? So, we have to mentor them like what Black Man does with football or basketball or whatever it is, or, there has to be an outlet, because when you have these young men, these young kids that are not taught, I've counseled women that have told their sons at 6 years old that they're the man of the house. What does a 6-year-old do with that? Explain that. What does a 6-year-old do with that? But this is what's happening. So you have to be able to give them a place where they can decompress and actually, kind of unravel what they've been taught, because these young men are carrying these things for 15, 20, 25 years. And then when you bump into them by mistake, that's when they just let loose and they want to take it out on you. It's because of all the trauma and pain that they've been through, and they haven't been taught the coping mechanisms and the skills to work through it. And that goes into the question that you asked, Black Man. No, we have to understand, we're looking at Jim Crow. It took a village to raise a child, because I have my experiences. But you know what? When my kid goes to football, Black Man is going to put an experience on him and give him a broader spectrum that I couldn't give because I've lived my life. So when he goes to his Uncle Hank is going to tell him this is such and such or whatever. So he's being well-rounded, not just by my anecdotal experiences, but trigger Mike, his cousin, his older cousin, and so forth and so on. This is what we need in our village, man, that they're not getting. These kids are not getting it. All they're raised around is their moms, grandmothers, mothers, aunties, and all these things. So they're very emotional. They don't know how to articulate themselves. They don't have critical thinking. They're very emotional to move through a reaction opposed to responding. So it's very important that we just, we have to get into the community and build with our young Black men, because these men are being shot by police.
Yeah.
These men are not understanding how to de-escalate a situation, even though, you just bought these new Jordans and they're pulling you out the car and they're throwing you on the ground. I need you to get home. I don't want to fight for you while burying you. And they need men.
All right.
Sane, capable men.
Okay, so Brother Clarence has some pushback. Brother Clarence, what is your pushback on what you've been hearing so far? And then we'll get to Trigger Mike, and then Mr. Bennett, thank you for being here tonight. And
World class with next.
Yeah, okay.
I was, I think we were talking about men and the responsibility that men have, and so, Freezy was talking about, that messed up women. We were raising these messed up boys, turning them into, everything else but a man. And so, but my point is, this is my whole point, that if we as men stop messing with women who are not capable of doing the things that you need as a wife, then why are we even sleeping with them? Now I know practically why we're doing it, because we just feel like we got to get that off. But I'm saying, in the long run, why are we doing that? Because it's a risk that, in my opinion, is unnecessary. It's an unnecessary risk. Because what if you have a child with this woman? Now you got somebody that you connected to that you don't know what they're gonna do, right? And so why? And so what I hear is these women are raising all these bad men, right? They're raising these men, these crazy men. But where's the man? Why aren't we holding the man just as responsible for that situation, or even more? If you make a responsibility, then you need to see to that responsibility, whether you involved with the woman or not. I mean, that's my perspective on it. You know what I mean? Just because, and it's not, I know a lot of people say, well, these women are pushing the men out. That is a minority. Most of the time, it's not the women pushing the men away. Most of the time. It's just that the man can't stand the woman so much, he'd rather just have peace somewhere else. And unfortunately, sometimes the children have to pay for it.
Wouldn't that be her pushing?
But that's the same thing as getting pushed out the house, though.
Yeah, literally the same thing.
Hold on just a second, guys. I'm gonna ask Brother Clarence a question.
Okay.
Brother, because when we were talking about correcting women, he said correcting a woman is an art. So can you elaborate on that, Brother Clarence? And then you can come in world class, and then no captive, y'all can respond, and then Mr. Bennett. Go ahead.
Correcting a woman is an art. It's definitely an art form. It's definitely something that you have to learn how to do. It's like shooting a jump shot. You ain't gonna just buy a basketball, put some Jordans on, and then you be able to shoot a jump shot. No, you have to learn. You have to sit out there, shoot 100 jumpers one day, 100 jumpers the next day, and then after a while, you get a nice little form. After a while, you stop hitting the rim. So it takes time. It takes time. Just like, and with women, it takes time. You're not gonna just come out and just, because every era is different. I can't talk to my wife like my father talked to his wife, and my father couldn't talk to his wife like his father talked to his wife. Every era, there's going to be differences in the culture, and we're gonna have to figure out how to get around that. But if we say, well, I'm gonna talk to my wife like my grandfather talked to his wife, that ain't gonna work. You got to be up to the modern times, man. You ain't gonna, you trying to ride a horse and buggy on the freeway. You might be heading in the right direction, but you're doing it all wrong. We have to look at women as people too, who they're gonna get they're gonna have feelings, and they're gonna have they're gonna have differences with us sometimes, and to just intimidate them, by saying, hey, I'm gonna intimidate you into doing what I'm telling you to do because I'm a man and you a female. You're making an enemy for yourself in your own house, in my opinion.
What they do with the
what
children.
Now,
I'm
y'all
saying
can
women do with
respond.
the children,
Y'all
though.
go ahead and respond to that, Freezy, and then World Class. You get in there, Mr. Bennett, right after World Class. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm gonna be quick, World Class, because my dog been trying to talk for a while, but Clarence, you broken, man. They broke
Thank
you
you.
a long time. They broke you a long time ago.
Thank
I see by how you talking, because I'm gonna tell you why. Because he said thank you, but anyway, see, one thing Hank was right about. You're not supposed to exert that amount of energy to where it throws you off as a man, and you know, with your emotions and everything. We should keep our gumption and our reservation, right?
Right.
But it's a shaming tactic when men like you and women say you shouldn't sleep with those type of women. You know, as if those type of women that you're suggesting are the only ones that disrespect men. Now, did you hear me say earlier in my monologue that disrespect is a norm now? It's a norm. It don't just come from the city girls.
Mm-hmm.
It don't just come from the city girls. One thing I always agree with. One thing I always agree with Kevin Samuels was this is why black men are leaving the black church. They disrespectful in church. It don't matter. See, what we deem as a good woman today, they liable to disrespect you too. And the reason why it's gotten like that is because we've let too much shit go. We've became so passive, trying to appease and negotiate with, shout out to Logic, negotiate with terrorists. That's what we've been doing.
Well, Freezy, do you think I'm trying to tell you to negotiate with a terrorist?
Yes, I'm gonna tell you why.
Yes.
Okay.
Because you're saying first of all, you made in my humble opinion, you said that it's not the majority of women that's that bad to where women aren't pushing men out of the house. That's not a majority, that's a minority. Then you said most of the reason why men are leaving is because they can't put up with, you know, whatever the woman is dishing out in the household, so they just deem it more reasonable to just leave the house and retain their peace. But I would suggest any man protect himself first, protect his sanity first, before he go in the damn crazy house.
Let me ask you a question. Don't you think the way to protect yourself first is by vetting the woman better, so that you won't even get involved with somebody
But then you
have to leave the house?
Clarence, you're trying to make it a cookie cutter situation to where
I'm not doing nothing, brother. I'm talking just straight. I'm just talking straight line.
No, we talking like men. What I'm saying is, I hear you, but what you're saying, what I hear from you, you're trying to make it as if there's this certain type of woman that won't give me any problems, and there's this other woman that will. And it's not in this society, that we're in right now, right?
Right.
It's not like that, bro. Church women giving you hell. Business women giving you hell. Listen. Hold on, Clarence. Hold on, Clarence. Let me finish. All of them, Clarence. Damn near 90% of them watching Real Housewives of Atlanta. Damn near all of them is.
Okay.
All of them are being influenced by evil wickedness in this society.
Agreed.
It's a norm now.
Agreed.
It's a norm now. It's not just you trying to make it seem like it's the man's fault because he chose a bad woman. No, bro, you trying to make it a cookie cutter situation.
If you choose a bad woman, who are you gonna blame it on?
What I'm saying is, okay, Clarence, my wife, she's not a bad woman, but she's still
never meant to.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. But my wife still is human enough to be influenced by social media, these reality shows, Hell, even church. If she go to church,
over the span of 30 years,
she can bring that shit home. And I'm gonna have to check it at the door.
Agreed.
The point that I'm trying to make, you're trying to shame men. You're trying to say men are choosing the wrong women. No, she might be a good woman, but you still have to be a man and demand respect in your house.
When
you
did I
can't
say anything other than that.
Okay,
I never
guys,
said anything opposite of that. I said if you choose a bad woman, if a woman choose a bad man, I guarantee you, if a black woman came up here and said to y'all, "Hey, I chose this dude, Ray, whatever," y'all will be like, "Oh, see, that's you. See, you choosing bad. You making bad decisions." You'll be all over her like white on rice, right? But I'm just saying the same thing to us as men, so we can do better, so we can have a better crop of women, a better crop of people, a better community. I'm just saying the same thing to men. So, I mean,
why are you talking to men?
Nothing else about nobody.
Go ahead, world class. I'm sorry.
World class, go ahead, then Mr. Bennett, right after world class. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Let's just appreciate it. Peace to the chat. Peace to the channel. Black Man Unfiltered, everybody on the panel.
Appreciate you, brother.
Let's start with this. Correcting women is an art.
Definitely.
Where the fuck is that same art when it's time for her to correct her children, when she smacks the shit out of her children in public?
If you select the woman that's going to do something like that, then what does that say about what you know?
I'm going to restate it again.
I never had none of these problems. That's why I don't understand this, man.
One, I didn't talk when you were speaking. Two, I didn't say nothing about being in a relationship. I said, where's that same art?
Please take my humble apologies.
Where's that same art when she's smacking the shit out of her child, correcting them? Don't have nothing to do with a relationship. It's like just like Freezy said, disrespect is such a normal thing that probably wouldn't want to come up unless I said it. It's an art though. Ronan was on cruise season last night. And so passport rules came up to completely against, because it doesn't make any sense. However, one of the main things that they say is, if y'all gonna leave, just don't talk about black women. That's crazy, because when a dad, like we just spoke about, when a dad is not being the type of father he's supposed to be, the government know. She blasts the government know. His mama know. The neighborhood know. Everybody seems to know. When a little boy not doing good in school, the aunt know. His cousins know. Everything, he's getting blasted across the. When your girlfriend come home or your wife come home, and instead of just being a good employee, she talk shit about the bitch at work. Instead of the son just, her just being a better mother and tutoring her son, everybody knows. So it's crazy how they have this concept, like Freezy said, disrespect is so normal now. You want the passport bros to not say nothing about you on the way out, but you do it. And that's literally all black females are. So who the fuck are y'all to be talking? But since disrespect was so normal, he couldn't even realize what he was saying. It's just the minority of guys women that's doing that. No, it's the fucking majority. They just happen to, the things is bad at work, at the house, and then he just to protect his peace, he just leaves. Said the same thing and didn't even realize it, because disrespecting us is the foundation of this country. And we're fucking tired of it. It's disrespectful. I gotta fucking defend passport bros, because like Freezy said, disrespect is just so normal. So to go to the original thing, men are the problem. Prove me wrong. Men are the problem. I've been saying this for over a year. Black females have had custody at a rate of 80 to 92% of the time. The self-deletion rate for our children increased from 1991 to 2017. It increased by 73% while they've had custody. So it's like if you was working on second shift and you came in and everything is screwed up and an order was screwed up by somebody that only comes in first shift, how the hell could that be your fault? It's them. They wanted full power. They wanted full control. They got it. Back to referencing what Ronan was talking about yesterday, Kid Austin. I'm like, I don't understand what people's misunderstanding about him is. What else is he supposed to do? He's 23 years old. He was raised he's not an 80s baby. Those boys get validated for being cowards. Those boys get validated by their moms for doing the safe thing. If you mentoring them and you watching them, that's how they operate. They operate like females. Whatever's the sake, look at the Black manosphere. Look at these kids around the same age, 25, 26, your JBs. Being a coward, doing what's safe is what's validating to them. That's what's logic to them. Why wouldn't he do it? Why wouldn't he constantly just do what's easy? I know how to go into any one of y'all states and get a chick like that fucker the same day. I can. But this kid asks a chick, you know, he's talking to a chick and she say, oh, you must get a lot of numbers. And he like, why the fuck would you say that? And y'all talk to him like he crazy. Now I know what that means.
I knew what it meant too.
But it don't. But at the end of the day, it's like he's not wrong. Yeah, I can still get the number. I already know what that means. But you got to think about it. In this country, they supposed to be monogamous. So why the fuck are you, as a chick that's supposed to be monogamous, talking to a nigga and continue to talk to a nigga that you think get a lot of numbers? Doesn't make any sense. But since disrespect is such a normal thing, it's cool for her to disrespect herself. It's cool for her to disrespect him. It's an awkward thing to say. And we just accept it because the standards are so low in this country. He said, I do the same shit and I go to another country and it's good. And in their generation, that's good. That's what we validated. So to go back to what Clarence was saying, and some of y'all said, we just got to work harder. We got to do, yo, that's why we're here. Y'all keep talking like we haven't done our job. We have done our job. We're not home with these boys, and this is what's going on. They produce in Austin. More Austins are going to come. We're going to produce way more Austins because we're not there. We're grinding, working hard, getting up day in, day out. And they with these females, and these females pretending to be mothers is trying to make sure they get a validation through these boys by transferring their emotionalism over to these children. So they can constantly get feedback from these children, which is why I was talking about before. 73% increase in self-deletions by the children. Because a female wants the interaction with the facial expressions, as if facial expressions is an indication on how you feel, which we know it's not. Doesn't matter what you do on your face. A lot like the dancer that just took his life not too long ago. Smiling was doing a TikTok not too long ago, and it's out of there. We have to stop that process of child abuse, of child deletion, and giving these children an outlet. Whatever we got to come up with, that's the problem. These Black females with children is the problem. They are the most homicidal, violent child. A lot of these mothers, especially in the hood, are selling their daughter's vagina. It's real out here.
To the lowest bidder.
All right.
To anybody.
So let me get Mr. Bennett in here, and then we'll let Ronan respond. Everybody respond after that. So go ahead, Mr. Bennett, and then we'll have an open floor where we get everybody's perspective.
Okay, so my apologies for being late here tonight.
No, you good, bro.
Kind of jumped to this conversation midstream. I think I starting to get a gist of the overall question: are men the problem?
Yeah.
I think this. I mean, it's almost like a chicken or the egg kind of thing. It's the sort of thing where, I mean, obviously, the point was just made that, again, single women raising boys. Or the numbers of single women raising our men, and then the men that are being produced, and then the vicious cycle that comes after that, where now we're starting to just reproduce. It's even though most Black men don't have, or single and childless, they don't have kids, but again, there's this crop of people that are being raised, or men that are being raised, it's just like the copy is just not as good. Like the copy is almost kind of getting less as we go along. So I think, I mean, clearly, you know, the values that a lot of our women have, I think are dysfunctional. But again, I was raised, or at least, you know, my college life, that I think men, as far as us stepping up and taking responsibility, I think that has to be an aspect to it. Freeze, talked about the churches earlier. Well, again, it was the preachers who ran the men out. So you had charismatic preachers who came in and they were preaching prosperity gospel and all these things to women. Now it's interesting, the women choose the pastors over the husbands. And so they stayed, and then, you know, and that just continued to foster. Now, the question is, should men in that situation, should they have stayed in the churches and fought to get those type of pimps, if you will, out of the churches? Was that a failure of the men, or was just simply a faction that we just walked away, but we never came back to the table? So I think, some of this is our inaction, has caused things to fester when they shouldn't have. But are we the absolute cause of it? No, I think there's a lot of societal factors, certainly we know about a lot of systemic stuff that has been forced against us to drive those wedges and whatnot. Should we have fought harder in the wedges? I think yes. Is there still an opportunity for men of goodwill to fight for the cause of manhood in our communities? I think so. But again, is this a vicious cycle? And quite frankly, how do we get off it? How do we break it? I mean, certainly men, I certainly agree that men shouldn't be having, just producing children without the institution of marriage, without some sorting vetting process. I'm saying vetting is never foolproof. But I think, the actions that we take, the women we decide to get with, to Brother Clarence's point, I can't totally disagree with what he's saying. But I think you can only do your level best. But as far as for the ladies or the ones in those spaces who are just beyond redemption, I don't think there's anything can be done for them. But this is just a vicious cycle, and it's very difficult to get off. So I don't know if I'm going to have an answer or solution here tonight. But just conversation and just unity in this room here is, I think, a reflection of that. And the only thing I was thinking about when I first came into the room tonight was thinking about the Bethune-Cookman University issue with Ed Reed. And I saw the interview with Roland Martin and his response. It's not to say that obviously the institution has a lot of problems to it or whatnot, but I was still taken aback by his response and how he carried himself. And this is supposed to be a coach of your football team. And I'm asking myself, like, where's that kind of energy coming from? Like, just based on what I saw in the interview, I'm like, this guy, I don't think he should be coaching any football team. Because you're supposed to be the CEO and commander and leader of men. And if that's going to be your reaction, how are then you going to lead men? So I think just overall, just how, and then everybody defending how he carried himself in that situation. It's not to say that what he wasn't saying wasn't true. But again, how we carry ourselves as men, I think that's something that we have to hold men accountable in terms of when you're in these spaces. You're supposed to be setting the temperature. You're supposed to be setting the thermostat in the room, not being a thermometer. But he was so much in his emotions over how the thing was handled. And again, not excusing BCU in any means. But just that his reaction to it is just an example how just a lot of men are just acting. We're just in our feelings and in our emotions. And we're not level setting the way we should. I just thought that was a reflection of, where a lot of guys are today. And I was just disappointed.
All right.
Can I say this, Mr. Bennett, real fast?
Yeah.
The one thing. Okay. The one thing Ed Reed said is he was there for 3 weeks. He was there for 3 months. No, 3 weeks. If not 3 weeks, and not 3 months. So he had already asked him. So if I got to constantly ask you as an organization to do something and you're not doing it, how can I look in front of my players? And then them not expect me to have to talk to them 3, 4, 5 times. A coach say you do something, you need to be on a hop right now. So if that same coach is telling the organization that's funding both of you something over 3 weeks, you lose credibility.
Absolutely. And you certainly have the freedom to walk away from that, opportunity.
I'm with you in terms of how he went about it. We know we're supposed to be professional because I think Eddie George is kind of going through the same thing. But men are not going to respond to disrespect the same way.
Right.
And that's just what I say to that.
We're gonna take a quick break. I got a good question for you guys. I'm gonna ask it, then we'll do this $10 super chat that Hank gave to the channel tonight. So appreciate you, Hank. But Black men are the problem. I have this written down here. Black men are the problem, and I want y'all to think about this while I'm taking care of Hank's $10 super chat here. And we'll start with Trigger Mike when we get back. Black men are the problem because all they do is bash black women.
Hey, Black Man, we still ain't let Ronan go yet.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, we'll get Ronan. My bad, Ronan. I saw you right here. My bad, brother. Excuse my brain.
Hey, Freezy, that mic is crisp, boy. I'm telling you, crisp.
Away from it, dog. You got a good mic. You can step away from it. You can step away from it a little bit. Push it back a little bit, bro.
Y'all clowning me, man. Y'all go ahead.
Good mic, bro.
The megaphone, boy.
Hey, no, Ronan, go ahead, and then I'll do the super chat. Then we'll come back with the answer for that question. So go ahead.
Well, I was going off a world-class point. He made an excellent observation. Thing is, like, our biggest issue is not allowing our most important passport stamp we need is when discovering ourselves. What is that we want? What is it we will put up with and what we won't? We establishing boundaries and levels of respect, because whenever someone comes in our airspace, it's a right to be there and they can get kicked the fuck out. That's how we have to move about it. It doesn't matter where you go. If you don't fix the individual within yourself, you're going to put yourself in harm's way, especially when you're not socially adept. You have situational awareness is trash, and you don't know how to network properly. That's why I was telling like the guys, I don't mind the guy traveling. You're supposed to do all that stuff, but you have a sense of agency to where I can learn the lay of the land, learn what I need to know how to move correctly and safely. That's my main issue. But you have a lot of guys who put a lot of misinformation out there chasing their dicks and getting screwed over many times over. They're not aware of what they're supposed to be looking at. So when it comes to these conversations, like at using my personal experience as a military man and a civilian, it's on me to pass what knowledge and experience I have, to a brother who's out there listening. I say, hey, you're going the wrong way. This is this and that. Listen to their concerns. Like a lot of us men need outlets, because most of us are running around like rugged individuals because we don't have any way to express stuff. We're always sitting there trying to be these emotional tampons. We got these guys out here being the whipping boys. We out here, it's cool to be butt broken. That makes you a good man when really you're a spiritually impaired mule of provision. And we're much more than that. We're supposed to protect, provide, problem solve, and procreate. When you're actually realize, man, you'll see it. If you're laying up with a problem, you will solve that real quick. Yeah. And the thing that we're taught to dismiss is our creative abilities. That's the procreation part. Finding what we're good at, how we monetize that, how we become better men. Because when you lose yourself into your gift, you find the best out of yourself. But that's what some people don't like. Like when you start finding and involving yourself, you're out of their control. That lets you get off the fucking plantation. So that's why I tell guys, the passport step is one thing. Finding yourself and moving around, you can go stateside, whatever. But if you leave undiscovered territory within yourself, that's problematic. Actually, it is dangerous.
Yeah.
That's been my main thing.
All right.
He's a vet to me.
All right. I appreciate that. And we're also going to answer this question as well when we get back. But that question still stands, guys. Hank, thank you for the $10 super chat, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna take y'all over here and let this lady with this heart put y'all to sleep tonight. This for you, Freezy. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. You gotta go get some water or go to the bathroom real quick. Go ahead and do that now. Here we go. Thank you for the $10 super chat, Hank. All right. Appreciate that, Hank. Appreciate that. All right. So we'll start with the question first. We had a question in the chat. We definitely don't want to bypass that. She said, let me find it. When I find it, okay, we'll start with this question. I'll go ahead and find it because it went all the way up. But Trigger Mike, starting with you, man. What are your thoughts on black men are the problem? Because all we do is bash black women.
Oh, now that you said white women, like I could have swore I was confused.
No, black women. I'm sorry. No, I said black women. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I've been sitting here like,
no, that's not what I said.
I was like, there's a whole faction of dudes bash white women.
No. So yeah, black women.
I don't even know how to start. Let me try to make a case here. Okay, so black men are the problem because all we do is bash black women. No, that's not true. What has been absent from media for the better part of probably 4 decades is the voice of black men. How we feel about any particular issue has been absent from the media. You want us to be silent. That's what you want. You ask for the leaders to show up. How on earth do you have almost 60 years of Black women running and decimating the Black community? Then you ask the leaders to show up, and then you expect the response to be amicable? You expect it to be just ginger and, oh, okay. No, it's going to be war. We are at war for our families. Strap in. There's going to be casualties in this mud. That you asked for us to show up. We here, and this is what it looks like. Women do not get to dictate the way men correct things or fix things. This is what you asked for. Now, let me make a statement. Trying to figure out, like, on the basis of what women are saying about men, and I think what we were talking about before, are Black men the problem and all of that. Women will no longer follow. See, everything that makes sense, all of the fixes we're trying to give to the situation, that is for a normal world situation. We are not in a normal world situation anymore. Like Freezy said, we are in the greatest culture of disrespect that has ever happened. Women used to follow power. So, Mr. Clarence, to your point, you say all we got to do is get it together and the women will follow. Hispanic women will follow that. Some traditional white women will follow that. African women will follow that. Middle Eastern women will follow that. Black American women will not follow a man, even if he has his shit together. Here's why. It is power that corrupts. Women follow in a system where the government gives power to men. Nobody ever accounted for what will happen if you give the power to women. They will choose the power over the man. That is the difference between every other society and what we have in this society. You say men do better, I agree. That is the basis by which we're all going to function. Men need to do better, step up, because we have ultimate accountability in the world and in our system. That is correct. But nobody ever said, if you give the opportunity, if you give a woman a crossroads to a family with a man or power by herself, nobody ever thought she would choose power. And that's what our women have done. So we do not have an even playing field here. We are going to break that whole road down. Women are not going to have a leg to stand on with men like us. So that's what I'm saying. These women don't even want to follow the right man.
All right. So Brother Clarence, respond to that. Then we'll go to Bolo and we'll go back around. All right, Brother Clarence, go ahead.
Well, he disagreed with me on a lot of points, saying thank you, Mike. But I mean, all I'm saying is if we do better, and they want to have because it's in their nature to be with a man, they want men, for them to participate in the selection process, we have to choose them as well as them choosing us. If we don't choose the ones that are being talked about by saying, well, they're difficult and all this, if we just don't choose them, they're gonna be like dinosaurs. They're just gonna go away. How are they gonna survive? So that's all I'm saying. I'm saying we could change this thing if we just work on us. You know what I mean? That's my perspective on it. If we just work on getting ourselves together spiritually, mentally, emotionally. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Freezy misunderstood what I was saying when I said, correcting women's art. I don't mean you come in and be like, oh, no. It's you because your brain is bigger and it works faster, 24 billion miles per second. Then you think faster. You actually think faster, but you've been told you think slower. You've been told that she can multitask, but you are the stronger one. Because you could take a life and go home and lay down in the bed. That would mess a woman up, the average woman. But if we know we right and we're doing what we're supposed to do, men can do all kind of things. Like I always say, they'll say, oh, I don't need no man until that plane crash on that desert island. When the men go through that plane and get everything they need and go to the other side of the island, I guarantee you, the ones you're talking about right now, they'll be right there with them. I'm going right over there with you, right? And the ones that even stay, even hard-headed ones that stay, when they smell that smoke, when they smell that food cooking on that, with the men cooking their food on the other side, and they stomach start growling, they're going to walk over there as well. So they need us
So-
and we need them.
So
I
Brother
don't
Chris,
agree with.
can you answer that? Hold on real quick, Freezy. Brother
Okay.
Chris, can you answer that question while you're at it? Black men are the problem because all they do is bash black women.
I don't know if all
that?
black men, but I see I'm not willing to say, talking absolutes and say, well, all black men bash all black women. I'm not willing to do that. I know that there are some, in my opinion, it's a minority of men that bash black women, that come out the gate saying black women are no good. They know, they're the scourge of the earth. They're the reason why everything is bad. Yeah, there's a small minority of guys that do it. Just like there's a small minority of black women that's all black men. We're gonna what do they say? Diversify, testify, whatever they say, right? So it's a small minority. Most of us just want to be happy and safe, right? So we got to find the right person. Now I can't blame you if I find the wrong person. If I procreate with the wrong person and I give that person instructions and they don't follow them because they see incompetence in me somewhere, then why am I mad at anyone else? Obviously, this person didn't see me the way I thought they saw me, right? But anyway, I don't want to take a lot of time because I want to let Bolo go ahead and if you need me to go through the question more later, I will. But let me let Bolo go because I know you got a show.
Yeah, Bolo got a show. Yeah. So Bolo, your thoughts? Some black men are a problem because all they do is bash black women. What are your thoughts?
I think we need to stop focusing on the negative and start focusing on the positive. In other words, meaning if I know that they're negative, I'm not, as a man thinks, so shall he be. So why would I focus on that which I don't want? I will talk about it, but I'm not going to spend 55 hours talking about a woman that I don't want and spend 20 minutes on talking on a woman that I do want. So I think that needs to change. I think that we need to focus on what we do want and the solutions. I've seen panels where cats will talk about, the woman that is off 12 hours, but they don't talk about the ones that's on. Security boss said something that's very important and very paramount. There are not too many platforms on YouTube that give men instructions on what they need to do and how they need to do it. A lot of the time you just tell a man, go be a man. And this kid that's never had a man as an example in his life, how does that look? How does he figure it out? So to what Trigger Mike said, he made a very good point. Men haven't had a voice for a long time. So if me being 50 years old, if I haven't been able to talk all my life and at the age of 50, I get a voice, you're going to hear everything I have to say from when I was 6 all the way up.
Yes,
You're going
sir.
to hear everything because I haven't been able to speak. So that's what men are doing now. Men they're giving out their complaints. We need to be solution-based in these conversations. You know what I'm saying? These conversations need to be solution-based. It should be 70-30, 60-40, more solutions opposed to complaining. Now, when Brother Clarence talks about it's an art, correcting your woman, I think what he meant, and I can be wrong, I think what he meant is it's not just it's not just a response. In other words, meaning, when I'm speaking to my brother, there's a certain way that I need to talk to my brother. The way I deal with Black Man is not the way I'm going to deal with Hank. I need to understand these men and understand their personalities so that I can deliver the message. The Bible tells you that to the weak I became weak and to the strong I became strong. So I can't give milk to a strong man nor meat to a weak man. It doesn't work. So when you're dealing with the woman, you have to understand you have to know how to deliver your message. Telling her to get up and go isn't always going to work. It may work, but it's not always going to work. You want a woman to submit to you, there's a trust that has to be there. That's what she does. The way a woman submits to you is her trusting you with her life.
Christ.
So it is what it is, because here's the thing. We can say all these different things, but I don't have a problem with submission in my house. I don't have it. And neither do the men that deal. If you're going to be a czar in your home, then people are going to fear you rather than love you. And it's about love. So with that, I'm going to say, Black Man, thank you for letting me on, man. I love you guys, and it's good
Love
to
you
see
too, man. Have a good show tonight, brother.
Black men up here talking and being able to converse. You guys have a blessed night, man. Bless you all.
Peace out, Bolo. I want to say this, BMU. I want to say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I think me and Clarence agree that men should be men and step up, real men, and we should make better decisions. I agree with Clarence when he say that. But Clarence lost me a long time ago when he said we gotta leave that old way, the way our grandfathers was, our great-great-grandfathers was. We gotta leave that in the past and catch up with the times. Well, hell, if we catch more, is my mic a little softer, y'all? If
No,
we
you
catch,
good, man.
okay, if we catch more up with the damn times, we gonna be wearing dresses. We gonna be painting our damn nails if we keep trying to catch up with the times, with modern day times. Men are going, let me tell you something. If you think we lost now, and if we start keep negotiating with these modern women, it's gonna be over. No, we need to learn from, our traditional forefathers and stuff, because they had their house in order way more so than we do now. So this liberal way of thinking has that's what's put our whole Black society in the toilets. This liberalistic way of thinking. No, we shouldn't get with the times. Put your damn foot down. Understand, like have a clear foundation of what a household is supposed to be structured and ran. You understand? So we Black men are at war. Trigger Mike was absolutely dead on. He was dead on, man. I'm telling you, I see it every day. And I'm not talking about Pookie and Ray Ray. My circle consists of principals, engineers and stuff like that, professional men. All of these guys are complaining. I'm telling you. Sometimes we have like hour-long conversations, and all of them got the same complaint. Most of them are not married, or they got divorced. Yeah. And guess what? They wasn't married to Carisha from the City Girls. They wasn't dealing with the 304 at the end of the street at the corner store. No, they weren't dealing with them. They was dealing with professional women, guidance counselors, school teachers. Yeah. That's who pulling the wool over y'all eyes. It ain't the city girls. You know who tricking y'all? It's the school teachers and the deaconesses and stuff. That's who tricking y'all nowadays. So no matter what kind of woman, listen, you got to know who you are as a man. Don't be no liberalistic way of thinking type dude where you talking about you got to conform to modern day society. The modern woman is already enough problems. So we need to be modern men too? That don't make no damn sense.
Passport proof.
Okay, I'm glad you said that on World Class. I'm gonna say this. Austin, I'm gonna be quick. Austin, that young man, right? Pat, I used to did not care either way. Passport bros, either you want to go abroad, you want to stay. It wasn't a big deal to me. But he was on cruise season the other night. I think Rona was on that panel.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening. I was ghost watching the show for a little second, and I seen the replay, and he said something that made me think so hard. Right? He said, over cross seas, they don't have panels like this where they talking about problems.
They don't talk about this. Yeah, they don't talk about relationship.
Hey, JT, when he said that, I cut the TV off. I said that he ain't got to talk no more. They don't have panels like this where men complain about women and stuff. They don't have the manosphere over there where he at.
We thought about the same thing. When he said that shit made me think too. And he was right. They don't.
I said, you know what? He ain't even got to explain that shit no more. That right there brought it all the way home for me.
Freezy, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Okay. Me saying that men should do better and pick better women who have better character, that's liberal, in your opinion, right?
No, you're saying that we need to forget our grandfather's old way, our great-great-father, the way they used to run their households back then. You said we need to catch up with the times.
No, I
That's
said, I did
liberal.
not say that. I did not say that. What I
Let me
said
tell you,
was,
Mike.
you're not going to be able to handle your wife in today's world the way he did. The society was set up different then, and she had less ability to defend herself from whatever type of intimidation you had or personal power you had over her. You had much more. Wait a minute. So back in the day, in the 40s and the 30s, as a man, you had much more power over your woman than you do today. I don't think we all can agree on that. You can't even you can't exercise.
Not a black man. Not a black man. Not a black man.
Even a black man. Even a black
Not
man.
even a black man. No, we didn't.
Okay.
White man had way more power over her than you did. The system had way more power over than you did. We ain't never had a power. No, that's absolutely
wait. What I mean is women weren't even allowed to be in the workplace, especially black women. They were only allowed to be like house help and stuff like that. They weren't allowed to have the situation they have now. You very rarely did you see a black woman.
They didn't want that power, Brother Clarence. They did not want the power. They didn't want that responsibility.
That's a very.
They didn't want that responsibility, bro.
Can we talking about this? We talking about the same women that didn't have to work nowhere close as much as these women have to today and have access to modern technology.
What does that got to do?
How did they not have as much power? They had to work less.
They did not have as much power. That's what I mean, you know that. We all
What's
know
power?
That.
You talking about social service?
The power to direct their own lives as independently as they do today. A woman can come out
power.
Go to school.
Yeah, but brother Clarence, they had power in the
femininity. They had more power. They had power.
I mean, if you guys keep interrupting me, I'm not going to be able to finish the idea, and then you guys can't come back.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Let me finish the idea. So, back in the day, they didn't have the opportunities they have today. A woman today can actually go to school, get a degree, get her own place, get her own money, set all that up. And back then, it wasn't like that. They didn't have those kind of opportunities. It's very difficult for her to do it without a man. That's all I'm saying to you. So today's type of woman is going to have a different attitude towards her future than a woman back then. That's what I'm
woman back
you.
then. But Brother Clarence, this is the thing. With power comes great responsibility, correct?
Correct.
A lot of these women didn't want that responsibility, brother. They didn't. They wanted to be a wife. They wanted to be able to take care of the household. The women that we have today have no idea of what history is about. All they know is what they're being told now. What they're being told is that you got to get out here, get an education, don't depend on no man, you depend on yourself, you get out here and get your degrees and all these different things. So what that comes with, though, is great responsibility. And what they want is the power without the responsibility.
Just like the men. The men want the sex without the responsibility. I had sex with you, but I don't want this responsibility that's coming forward.
But we have a system already.
Can I please get this?
Y'all have that same.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Please. So the men are the ones that don't want the responsibility from the child, but the women is the ones killing 649 children a day.
I'm just trying to say.
Why are they doing that? If they had a man that they believed in, if they had a man that they believed in that was going to be with them and take care of that responsibility equally with them, why would they do that? Come on, man.
Why would they kill a child that's in their body?
Y'all trying to find every way around a man having the root, the man being a root. Look, I'm from the Nation of Islam. We got a class called
I'm in the Morris Science Temple of America right now.
Let me finish.
What does that
we got a class called the FOI class. All we do is teach men how to be men. The females have a class called the MGT class. All they do is teach women how to be women. I don't know what goes on in that class. Never been in that class. No man been in that class. Same thing with the FOI class. Nobody never been in. No women ever gonna come in that class. But we keep everything separate. and so that we stick with what we need to do. They're gonna have to follow us.
But you said that and just said that. But you just sat there and said that the men don't want to take responsibility. Yet the women that you're defending kill 649 children a day. That's 27 children an hour. Most of the ones you're defending are walking around with a cemetery wound.
So what's the real question?
That man's fault too as well. I just want to
why are they
that
doing that? See, that's the real question.
Because they don't want to take on responsibility.
How could you answer that question? How could you answer that?
Why not? Why don't they want to take that responsibility?
Are you serious
they don't want to take that responsibility alone. They want to be with the man, but the man don't want to be with them.
No, they don't. Listen. Brother Clarence, hold on.
You can't make this shit up. You can't.
They're not trying to be with the man. I mean, we have a society right now where women are talking about having children. You have way more, what they call it, children, those damn birth showers, all those goddamn baby showers. You have way more baby showers than you would ever have as a bridal shower. So I don't want to. What you're saying is that I do agree with the whole thing that we do have to take on responsibility. But when you're saying that women, why are they having children and killing children is because of the man, we don't have anything that, what I'm saying is we have nothing to do with that right there, bro. We have nothing to do. We don't have any birthrights, period. And that's all I'm saying.
Go ahead, Ron. Can I get a couple? Ron, waiting to get on this.
I want to say, because I take issue with this, because like this takes me back to when I had my twins deleted by the mother because she wanted to go out clubbing and drinking and doing all kind of goofy stuff. Now you're talking about why
were you not a good man at the time, though, Ronnie?
Yes,
you were a good man.
You weren't a good man, Ronnie. No, you wasn't.
No, that's what they're gonna say.
No, because they was deleting you bad. You know, that's how that was.
Go ahead, Ron. I just want to make sure. If you point it out to me, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to say every deletion. Look, I was trying to say before, not every deletion is like that, but a lot of them are. At that rate, that's what's going on at that rate. No, I'm not saying that we don't have no women that's going to do something like that. Yeah, we got some, just like every other race got some.
Well, to your point, even the ones that aren't deleted, what about the ones who are treated as human unemployment vouchers or parental chess pieces?
I didn't hear you, brother. Say that again.
I said, what about the ones that are still alive that are treated as human unemployment vouchers, or the ones that are using parental chess pieces to keep families separated?
Where is the father?
Alienated from the child. Alienated from the child. Alienated from the child. I'm tired of this stupid conversation. This is even white men. 70% of these situations, the child is being alienated from the father. That is. But even all the men across the country
I don't
get
believe
custody.
That.
The men that fight for custody, all men get custody at a rate of 17.5%.
Yes,
they're being child alienated, and over 70% are reported by the father.
Like I said,
I'm tired of this. The dad wasn't there. He's being alienated. Black females will alienate you from your own brother. They'll alienate you from your cousin. They'll alienate you from your niece. They'll alienate you from any. They do it. That's their lifestyle.
I'm not saying that there's not women that don't do that.
So why is this?
What I'm saying is not at that mass rate that you're talking about.
It is. That's non-negotiable. I just told you that.
That's
a fact.
So 17.5%. Let's let Brother Clarence finish his thought. So, Brother Clarence, you're saying that. Go ahead. I don't want to speak for you. Go ahead and finish what you were saying.
Wow. I mean, but based on what he's saying, there ain't no good black women. You might as well get your passport and go somewhere else, right? 70%. You might as well, because there ain't no good ones, right? There ain't no good ones. Like he said, 70-80% of them are deleting babies and all this stuff. There ain't no good ones. But I know that's not true. I think most of us, if we really think about it, those numbers are kind of high, right? Yeah, there are women. There are women that's bad women out there. There's bad men. There's bad women. But we are men. We are men. We are God's representative on the planet. But you telling me the person that came after you has more power than you?
What I'm saying?
Understand this conversation.
No, listen.
So you're saying because the woman won't let us stand when we pee.
Oh, hold on.
No,
So, brother Clarence, you're saying that a woman should not have any. I mean, there's not possible. If you're a real man, it's not possible that a woman can alienate you from your child.
When did I say that, brother?
No, I'm asking. No, it's a question.
Oh, okay, no, I did not say that.
Okay,
It's very possible that a woman. That's why I'm so hard on the vetting. It's very possible. You got to take time. See, if you go be with a woman and you spend time with a woman and you don't check her character out, you just checking out her booty. Okay, well then,
how can I check her character out this week for what she might do 5 years from now? How long do you vet to cover? So what's the vetting ratio for the years? How long do I vet? Will I vet for 2 years, for 20 years of behavior expectation? Do I vet for 5 years? I'm trying to understand the ratio.
You want the real answer?
Go ahead.
Find out who you are spiritually, and then you will know.
Right. So how do I put that on paper? Because if I'm wrong, I got to pay on paper.
Listen, if the 10 of us was trying to date one girl, we'd have to all spend different amounts of time. It depends on you and what you're looking for and what you're willing to settle for.
Wait, Clarence.
That's just getting. That's not keeping.
There's going to be an issue here.
Let me ask him this word, Clarence. Let me ask you a question.
Come on.
If a woman gets pregnant, if a woman's body gets pregnant, right?
Yes.
Who would you put more of the onus on if that happens?
I would definitely say the man had the ultimate decision on whether she got
this
pregnant.
is where we differ. Okay, I'm gonna tell you why. Because I believe that women control sex. Okay.
No.
Listen.
That's a belief that you have.
Bro. There's not masses of men going outside their homes sexually assaulting women.
Are you kidding? I can pull you up some numbers now.
Oh my God, bro.
There's a lot of men out there sexually assaulting women and children.
It's not masses of men.
Clarence, are you serious? You serious,
I'm very serious. Go look up the Department of Justice.
Clarence, listen what I'm saying.
I have a solution.
That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. But let me explain what you asked me. Let me put it in context what you asked me. You asked me if a woman gets pregnant, like it's that's an ethereal thing that's gonna happen. She got pregnant. No, she got pregnant because some man laid down with her and transfer ownership of her sperm.
No, she got pregnant.
No, don't say no.
Clarence, you sound silly. And you know what?
Really telling you the science of it?
You sound silly. And you know what? You know what? You a baby boomer, aren't you? You a baby boomer, aren't you? But listen. You sound silly. I'm gonna tell you.
My kitchen dirty because somebody came in my house. Not that I let her.
You sound silly. Clarence, chill. You sound silly because for one.
Wait. Let me see if I
Clarence, chill.
Let me see if I understand you. That I let you cook. You telling me that if a man ejaculates into a woman, I sound silly for telling you that's how a woman gets pregnant. Is that what you said? Because I'm just trying to make sure I heard what you said.
What I'm telling you is
that's how it goes.
What I'm telling you is this, Clarence.
You're loud.
The people, the human being that does most of the rejecting in society, that can choose who they're gonna lay down with are women, bro. Listen what I'm saying.
A man can't choose who he lays down with.
Listen, Clarence. Men approach women. Women tell men no all day long. Women do most of the rejecting, bro. Women can choose. Women can literally pick and choose who they're going to have sex with. Listen, most of the time, it's not the women approaching men. It's men approaching women trying to have sex with them. Women can pick and choose who they don't. Listen, all women have to do is walk out their house and go to the grocery store, and it might be 10 men try them.
Right.
They don't have to have sex. Bro, listen to what I'm saying, though. This is what I was talking, Clarence, this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the show. You are shaming men just like women do.
I'm not shaming anybody.
Yes, you are, bro. I'm gonna tell you why. Because listen, you're not applying common sense. That
y'all got degree. Every one of y'all that got a degree, go and find me where a woman can get pregnant without a man agreeing to slip his penis.
Clarence, a woman Clarence,
I see you
Clarence,
drop
a
the mic right
woman,
there.
Clarence, a woman will not get pregnant if she simply says, "I'm not going to allow this man to stick his penis in me."
And she won't get pregnant if a man says, I'm not going to stick my penis in you.
Even if the
Right?
man
Serious on your mouth.
listen to what you're saying. Even if the man
What am
says,
I'm just saying the
Clarence,
mathematics of it.
Serious
Clarence,
about your mouth, boy.
Clarence, even
Yeah,
if the
my word
man
is you.
says, I want to stick my penis in her, she can still say no.
And even if she says, I want you to stick your penis in me, you can still say no.
But that does not happen more often than men wanting to
I'm an
stick their
accident
penis in women.
And I'm telling you, but you're the one with the control
I
of
got
your life.
people
So
pushback
hold on, you
if
want
I
to
could
put
ever
your
get the
life in this
microphone.
woman's hands.
What are we talking about right now?
Hands.
Hey, bro, I came to a conclusion that the chicken came before the egg.
Now, hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this. Now, the thing is that for both of y'all, I want to bring some balance here. So, Brother Clarence is saying a woman can get pregnant with a woman cannot get pregnant without a man. We know that scientifically, that's what it is,
Thank
right?
you
You
for
need a
somebody
male.
saying that.
A male needs to be present for a woman to get pregnant. That's just fact, right? But what Freezy is saying is he's going back to a Godfather point. Freezy is saying that a woman cannot get pregnant without her consenting with herself and her allowing that man inside of her. So let me tell you what I told my sister.
That too, right?
Right. Let me tell you what I told my sister. My sister goes out to club or a party, and when she goes out to club or party, she meets a guy, right? They have sex. She brought him to her house and let him have the box. She didn't look down and say, you're not putting that in me without no condom. She didn't say nothing. She said, give me the glitter dick Johnny. That's what I want. And what happened is he got in there and bust up in there and he disappeared. Now she's raising a child on her own. And now she's an advocate for all black men should be ran over by a bulldozer on a construction site. And the reason she feels that way is I told her this and we haven't talked. We don't talk a lot anymore. I told her, I say, listen, you had a decision to make that night. You knew this dude was trash. Just like men need to be held accountable for being with trash women, women of class or women that have good minds should be held accountable, have some self-discipline as well. Hey, listen, this dude is trash. I met him. He's sagging. He got a mouthful of goals. I know he trash. I seen the dude, bro. I was like, damn, that's what you went on with? But he trash, right? You knew he was trash, but just because, because the girls get excited about Pookie and Ray, they can stroke that thing out real good, right? So she let him stroke it out real good, and now she's with a kid, and she's an advocate for men that need to be destroyed. Destroy all black men. They need to be destroyed. I hate them. That's her mindset now. But you had a choice to make. You could have looked down and say, you are not putting that in me unless you got a condom on.
Hey, Black Man, one of the things we can ask, Desto, I know you try to get in there. I'm just going to say some crazy ass
sometime tonight.
I got one too. Let me go after that.
Tomorrow, maybe. I don't know.
And we can ask the humans that's out here right now. Are you proud of how you came to fruition? Are you proud of what you get? Because we all know our history. We know how we came to fruition. And if we don't know how we came to fruition, then it's something wrong with our parents then, right? Listen, I agree with Brother Clarence on certain points, right? One of the things that I agree with him on is that as men, we got to start practicing discipline. We definitely do.
Exactly.
Especially like now. I definitely agree with him on that.
I'm going to get into that real hard in a few minutes.
But we also have to put the onus on women also, right? Because they are the gatekeepers of when we come to fruition. They are. So we have to look at it that way also. At the end of the day, we as men, we got to start taking back the throne. How do we do it? We got to start having better conversations. We got to start actually putting in the work. It is not hard for us as men to give each other direction. You know why? Because we don't question all the direction. I can show you this right now. You got dudes that's right now in prison, right? When they get out, guess what they're going to end up doing? They're going to get out here and they're going to survive. You got a lot of dudes that do it. Think I'm lying? Look at talk to your truckers. Talk to your landscapers. Talk to all these guys that and they'll tell you, man, I was in prison for 10 years, 5 years, 10 years. When they get out, they get it done. Name the woman that got out of prison and she got it done. She didn't get it done. That's what I'm talking about. We got to start putting it in perspective, man. We actually got to start putting some work in right now. Not just as men, but as women, because this message right now is also to the goddamn women. Because right now, we are in a deficit. We keep fucking around. There's going to be a bunch of beige motherfuckers out here not knowing what the fuck they talking about.
Hey, man. Hey, JT, all in one man. In Dusto's house. That's where they at.
Go ahead, Dusto, real quick, and then I'm going to go play a video. Go ahead, Dusto.
Well, I can go after the video.
Okay. So, guys, I'm going to play this real quick because this is...
You're going to get passed up again.
This is
matter of fact, let me go before the video.
There you go. Hey, you're looking out.
Never. All right, I got a few points. Here's the deal. Here the deal is. There's a few questions out there. Who's responsible for the community? Brother Clarence, you're talking to a panel full of single men with no kids, married men with children, or men who want to be and are actively in their children's lives, talking about the men ain't the men ain't. I invite you, full invitation, to a dust panel. If you want to find the men you want to talk to, there are dust panels running daily. If you want to find out what these women are really talking about, black men ain't yakety quackety blackety quack. These panels run daily because you said we can get them in order. We can save them all. Anybody has a microphone.
Never said that, but okay.
So hold on. Oh, you're saying convincing a woman is an art or something? Here's the deal. You got this microphone right here. Trying to say, see this thing? You got the power, my friend. Go over there and convince them. It's a dust panel going on right now. There's one that runs on the weekends all night, all into the morning, and it's constant dust.
I'm just trying to be an example on my own, man. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to save everybody. I'm just trying to be an example. And if they can,
you're trying to beat it into responsible men. You're trying to beat us to death, the responsible men, about irresponsible people in the streets. Well, hold on. Here's another thing, and here's something I actually agree with you on, because I'm neutral. And OG asked me a question earlier in the chat. When do we hold men accountable, or when is it the men?
But that's one of my questions. So hold on to that.
No,
that's one of my questions.
Black man, you know I ain't gonna never get the mic back. Come on now. Never. Here's the deal.
Good point.
If you don't know Dusto, Scam Likely, IC Wigs, Oppression, every one of my characters, there's men up here crying, I had to go up in the interstate and do what the woman said. I got a Wegosaurus pregnant. Hey. I give them absolute hell. Okay, a known troll super dustified woman came on a panel this morning talking crazy. And what did she say? Oh, I want to have me a baby. That means somewhere there's an actual so-called man sticking his meat in there. If I see him, I'm dusting him off to the max. And I'm going to get the whole Trolluminati on him, and we're going to give him hell, as well as her. Some dude is sticking his meat in there. We don't claim them fools, but they're so far gone that they're not within 300 meters of us. That's all I got.
All right, so I'm gonna play this video real quick because I thought this was a solution, but most people probably would disagree. But let me go ahead and play it real quick. Here we go.
Fucking knees.
Hey, mute your mic.
You all right, Ronnie?
Ronnie. I can't even wait.
Fuck them knees, Ronnie. Fuck them knees. I know how you feel.
All right, here we go, guys. Here we go.
And
I'm going to give you 4 things today that you can do to be the leaders in the community that the Black women are asking us to be and take responsibility. The first thing is don't date single moms at any capacity unless they can show you 15 years of consistent therapy, that they got over the fact that they're being a single mom and over the fact that they're not with the man that got them pregnant. Number 2, having sex with booger wolves. Let's stop having sex with women that are unattractive, fat, overweight, stank, and all this other stuff that you guys say publicly. And then at midnight, you're over at their house busting nuts in them and getting them pregnant. Number 3, women who have bad mouths and attitudes who will cuss you out in front of your mother, your grandmother, your church, your friends, and the Target cashier. Leave her ass at the restaurant. She doesn't deserve to be with a man like you. Number 4, if she comes from a single parent home, if she can't prove to you that she's had 23 years of therapy and got over the fact that she didn't have a dad in her life or a mom in her life, run for the hills, because that type of woman will cause nothing but trouble for you. Peace.
You gonna get banned.
I thought that was a oh yeah, they're gonna get me. I thought that was a solution right there.
Banned.
Sounds good to me.
It absolutely. Because I believe that. That boy said I'm a professional customer service. I sound like a professional customer service. You crazy, new growth. But I believe that we should not. No man. This is a solution right here. When you tell our sons, because we got to reach down to our boys and say, listen, son, don't date these single women that got children. There's no reason for you to tie yourself to a woman that's got 3 children prior to you. There's no reason for that. There's no reason for even to be one. One is too many. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get in there and she's going to tell you that, daddy, I heard a woman say to a man, yeah, I'm dating him. However, he has to understand that he'll always be number 2 because my baby daddy is number 1 in my child's life. So my thing is, don't date them, period. This is how we stop this. Don't date them, period. All these fat, stanky, overweight, turn a cartwheel, break their ankles, and bust their kidneys open. Stop having sex with them at midnight. Stop slaying. If you see a girl at Walmart with a pink bonnet on her head and both of her breasts are hanging out her wife beater, and she got
Leave her
on
at the goddamn
Walmart.
Leave it there.
Do not take her home just because you want to. Do not take her home just because you want to bust one. But we talked about disrespect tonight. That was one of the things on the list. If she got a bad mouth, like my brother Hink always say, leave her at the restaurant. There's no reason for you to be with a woman that will cuss you out in front of your mama, your daddy, in the Target cashier. You should leave her alone completely, right? And if she's in a single parent home, I tell my son, if you can't go shake her daddy's hand, then you need to see that she has gotten help. If you want to date her, because I'm telling you not to at all, but if you choose to, she has to show you that she has a therapist, they name, how long she's been going to him, and what she's learned and how she's moving her life now. Because you don't want to deal with that. It's nothing but problems. Nothing but problems. Because now everything her daddy didn't do, she's going to expect you to do, and you not her daddy. Right? And so those are the 4 things I think that get the community back together. What do you guys think?
Black man, we preach about telling black men and young black boys to try to raise black men to be protectors of the community, protect black women, right? How can we truly protect black women when men such as myself, other men on the panel, cannot inform black women, young black girls, listen, protect your bodies. Don't lay down don't just lay down with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. Right? When we got brothers like Clarence putting more of the onus on men, right? But I got a big question for Clarence. When babies are conceived, who suffers the most during that process? Who if they do consider to get rid of it, who has to lay down on the table? If they decide to keep it, who's going to go through all those emotional changes? If they do decide to have it, who's going to have postpartum? Who's going to go through all of that? Right?
Are you asking me a rhetorical question? Or you want me to answer?
Who is the onus? Who is more of the onus on when it comes to being modest, being modest? Who are supposed to be the most modest human beings in society? Is it the men or the women? Who should
I
respect?
don't know what you mean by modesty. I don't know.
You don't know what I mean by modest?
No, because you giving us a sexual context, and now you throwing modesty in it. I don't know how those things go together. How you mean?
So modesty and sex does not go together. That's what you're saying.
I don't see how you tying it together in this context of what you're saying. But if you could elaborate more, then I have more clarity.
Okay, let me help you out. Let me help you out.
Thank you.
When I say being modest, you don't think that women should, let's just start with how they dress. If a woman walks outside with short shorts on and half her ass is showing, and she's giving out sexual vibes, hey, come F me. I'm a 304, being lascivious. You don't think that plays a part in how she's approached, how she's handled as a woman? You don't think that plays a... Okay, what I'm saying, Clarence, what I'm saying is the responsibility and the onus of modesty. It starts with modesty, bro. The way a woman carries herself when she walks out of the house. You understand what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question, brother. Why would
wait, let me finish this.
All right.
I got a daughter.
Okay.
If my daughter is in college, if she comes home pregnant, the first thing I'm gonna ask her, were you sexually assaulted? And she tells me no, I'm gonna tell her it's your damn fault. It's your fault. Because guess why? You did not have to lay down with that man, especially before you got married.
So the guy that laid down with her he's no fault of his at all, right?
No. Listen. Hold on. You're right. Let me, because I'm with you. I'm with you, Freezy. My daughter's in college too. My daughter came home and said, "Daddy, I'm pregnant." After all I done instilled in her, and I done told her how to carry herself and how to stay out of them beds and keep them legs closed, and she come home and I'm gonna ask her the same thing. Did somebody do this to you? Did somebody assault you? Because if they did, Daddy you gonna come see Daddy for 30 years behind a damn glass wall. However, if he didn't sexually assault you, it is your fault, because I, as your father and your covering, have taught you not to open your legs for no man, because these men are not responsible. I teach my daughter, they're not responsible. All they want is a piece of ass. They don't want the responsibility that come with it. So if you let him in there, especially raw dogging you, baby girl, it is your fault. I agree, it's your fault, because I taught you better.
I never said it wasn't her fault. I didn't say she didn't play a part in it. I just say the man has the ultimate opportunity to decide whether conception is going to occur. Now, as far as the baby actually being born, that power is transferred to the woman when you transfer your sperm to her so she can use it for its intended purpose. Once you transfer her sperm, now it's out of your hands. It's in her hands now.
Hey, Brother Clarence, I got a question for you. And I got to recycle an old question.
All right.
I got to recycle.
Let him finish.
And I'm gonna come back to what you said, Brother Clarence, also.
Yeah, brother, go ahead. Go ahead. And then the mic hijackers are going to get me.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying that men ultimately have the choice of whether the conception is going to occur, and that therefore everything else after that subsequent is only after the man has made the decision to lay down with this woman. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying if we can get that understanding, then we can say, okay, we can slow all of this stuff down, a lot of it down, because we can put into our sons, hey son, once you ejaculate in this woman, your life is in her hands now, basically, because you developing a responsibility that you're gonna have to deal with, right? It's like God has to deal with the responsibility of his universe.
That's a fair point.
Whether we pray to him or not, the sun gonna come up every 23 hours, 56 minutes, and whatever else seconds. That's how it's gonna come up. So he's got a responsibility that he's got to deal with. Whether we do what we're supposed to do or not, that's his responsibility. That's our example as men. We're supposed to be God's representative on earth.
Shit.
Hold on. Go back to that one.
We let the weaker vessel, and when I say weaker, I'm not talking about weaker as far as strength. I'm talking about weaker as far as mentally being able to do certain things that just women are just not typically able to do. And so therefore, we're supposed to be in the leadership position. How did we get to the point where a woman could come out with half her behind hanging out of her pants and half her breasts popping out of her shirt, and we, oh, I gotta have you, right? How did we get to that point?
Well,
Because
now
you were slave to your sexual urges. You were slave.
Right.
You learn how to.
Yeah, I was dusting the men off today.
I agree with you, Brother Clarence.
We agree.
Hold on.
We dust them victims off.
Hold on, just a sec, guys. I agree with you 100%, Brother Clarence. I agree. When we see those women, and we know that those women, because like I tell my daughter, there's only two things that a man go look at you when you go out. Because when you're not with me, I know you try to be a different person. I don't, but I'll figure you out. But I told my daughter, there's only two things a man gonna think when he look at you. I'll take her home to my mama, or I'm gonna fuck the shit out of her tonight. And I told my daughter, when men, it's a difference. When you walk in a room with Cardi B, half the men are gonna want to bend Cardi B over the couch. But when you walk in a room with Michelle Obama, you fix your clothes. Why is that? Because her aura, she gives off a different aura. She gives off an aura that you will respect me, and nothing that comes out of your mouth will be disrespectful to me. And she don't never have to say nothing. Her aura speaks for her. She don't have to say.
She also has a husband also,
and she also has a covering. But watch this, guys. I gotta deal with this first. Diamond in the Flesh, thank you so much for being here tonight. I appreciate you for supporting the channel and being here tonight. And I definitely want to answer this. She said, "What if your sons knock up a woman in college? What do you tell them?" If my son came to me after everything I've taught him, because I have 3 boys down in the flesh and I have 3 girls, and I tell my boys the same thing I tell my girl. I teach my son, don't stick your penis in trash cans, because a large percentage of the women out here today are that. Their mamas have trained them to be a part of Waste Management Incorporated. So I'm telling you, don't stick your penis in garbage cans. And if my son comes home and say, "Dad, I got this girl pregnant," oh, okay, son, that's your responsibility. And so what you're going to do now is you're going to go over there and you're going to make sure, do you want to be with her? No, Dad, it's just a one-time thing. You dumb motherfucker. That's your problem. You're going to go over there and you're going to take care of it. You're going to take care of your
One second, Freezy.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
I gotta say this. What the biggest problem to why things continue is what you just did, Black Man.
What's that?
And it's nothing you said was wrong.
Okay.
But the fact that you said it was wrong. Because every time it's time for these females to be held accountable, it's the same thing Brother Clarence is doing. 100% of the time, it's always, but what about you? But what y'all doing? Stop giving them that little bit of time to keep tit-for-tat and deal with your own fucking shit. It shouldn't be no black female on earth, if you're respectable, to be worried about what niggas doing when y'all killing 649 children a day. I don't say it because it's my talking point. Y'all are fucking killing children. Y'all have killed 24,114,000 children in 60 years. And that's not even true. It's since 1973. You don't have a fucking right to worry about what nobody else is doing other than your psychotic, child murdering, child abusing asses. Don't worry about what nobody else.
World class. Can I ask you a question?
It seems to go right around to the women. I thought we was talking about men.
But we're talking about
the person that asked the comment was a female. The person that asked the comment was a female.
Right. But I thought it was a good question. But let me ask you,
and she asked about the son, right?
But the question you're asking about the deletions, the 649 a day to 24 million, given the status of our community, would we still be better off or worse? I'm not justifying it at all. I think it's horrible.
I can
given the conditions, if that did not happen,
that mindset wouldn't be there. Because that mindset wouldn't be there, and it wouldn't be limited to just a bullet.
What mindset wouldn't be there?
The mindset to be able to cower out of your responsibilities by murdering children. You understand how extreme that mindset is? That's an extreme way of thinking. That a child has to be sacrificed. A child has to be sacrificed for me to keep my life. Y'all can't be who you are without a. Y'all can't be who you are without a child dying. So other things would
But if the children were there, if there's so much dysfunction, if the ladies are raising ignorant children, then what is the
think about what I'm saying? Think about what I'm saying. It's not limited to just what I'm saying is that entire mindset would change. You wouldn't have the same type of mentality of let me escape by killing the child. That whole mindset would be gone. To abuse a child, to raise a child better, we have to eliminate all of it. What I'm saying is striking because I'm talking about children dying, but it's
so
a
so
synopsis.
if I understand you correctly, your solution would be if we just got rid of that, if we just bound it outright, that would dramatically change how women thought about it, how it would radically change our communities, and we would benefit if that was just totally abolished and done away with.
No. I'm not talking. That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to get you the synopsis, the neurological pathways, the dendrites, the axioms, the how the brain is thinking to be able to escape responsibilities through child murder. We can eliminate that through child abuse, through child molesting. That we're not solving a problem by making a child pay for it. All of that will be gone. Is what I'm saying.
We all agree on that. I think we all agree on
that. That entire mentality would be gone.
But we don't, Brother Clarence. But we don't agree on that. Let me tell you why. Because what he just said was very powerful, and you have way more men that'll say, "Hey, man, I'm not going to fight against this whole abortion thing." You got a lot of men that saying that. I ain't on that side. I ain't on that whole pro-choice thing or whatever.
I agree, Sam.
What he's saying is that when you're talking about killing someone that is innocent, 100% innocent, they ain't even been on this earth yet. They don't even have a chance to get on this earth and do what we got. That's what World Class is saying. How do you even sleep in the morning? How you sleep at night?
Brother.
And then have the gall to sit and
this is going on. This is
going back 50 years ago to try to stop that.
This is also going to Brother Clarence's point of vetting. Hey, man, listen, if we want to save the children, we got to stop giving our seeds to a bunch of women that don't deserve our seed. We have to start looking at ourselves as more than just this goddamn machine that can go out here and pump shit. So at the end of the day, we as men, we are the leaders. We have to, and I said this at the early part of the show, we have to start putting the onus on ourselves. It's not putting the responsibility or blaming, it's having accountability. Damn all that other shit. Blaming and all that shit. We got the system to do that shit for us. As men, we get fucked up. We get shitted on when it comes down to doing this shit. But it's still undiscretion sex at the most part. So what we have to actually do, man, we have to actually look at this shit a different way. Man, we got to start thinking about this shit for real. We got to disseminate this down to, because I think everybody here is at least older than 36.
Yeah.
On this panel.
37.
So we got to disseminate this shit down to the younger folks, because they doing way more fucking than we doing.
I'm gonna ask a question earlier about who pays more when a child is born, and you try to put it on the mom. But then this whole conversation tonight, you talked about what it does to men. So is that even fair to even say something like that? If we're going to be paying the price, if the courts, if the system is totally against us, then aren't we the ones who are going to be paying in the long run because of that? So to the point that you made earlier, if I understood your point correctly, isn't that us that we pay for a child that's not wanted more so than a woman does?
Well, part of
the system if the system is geared towards her, then aren't we the ones who don't benefit from that?
We're gonna have to pay either way. Nobody, isn't that my mindset was never to avoid paying. I think we should always pay double, no matter what. That's my whole mindset on paying is completely different than 99% of people. Pay up front, pay double up front. That's my mindset. I don't argue with prices. That's another man's price. I'll pay it and I'll pay it double. That's my mindset. My thing is, it goes to what everybody else is saying, men be responsible. Part of like what Black Man Unfiltered was saying. Stop dealing with chicks that have child alienation and child deletions in their family history.
Indeed.
Their family history.
Indeed.
You understand? So so what I'm trying to get the concept to be clear. It's not just the child deletions. It's not just the child abusing. It is the when like they keep saying what the men are doing. Every time they're doing something, they're flipping it on us instead of taking full responsibility for what they're doing. We want to have men be responsible for what they're doing. Let's start the responsibility in the discipline part. Like the question was asked, when is it men's fault? When you stop undermining them and I can actually hold him accountable for what he does. Not you taint him, you trigger him, and then I have to get him for flipping on you. The mom antagonizing the boy, trying to hit him in certain spots, and he banged the mother, and then the uncle's got to come and whip his ass. Why don't you stop trying to be the trash mother to antagonize your son because you can't get to the dad?
Damn. Shit.
I'm gonna let Ronan go.
I'm one of them people. Listen, what I'm saying is, I'm one of them people that got to grab the feet. I'm one of them people that done one of these horrible things in life. I'm one of them people they call. I've seen the worst in life. I know all of these stories. Like my son said, y'all go get niggas. I'm the one they go get. So I've seen enough of this stuff, and it's always a chick. Always. These talented young men, it's always some mother, some chick at work, some baby mother, running around fucking him over day in, day out, and nobody checks him. I can discipline these boys. I can tell them do this, that, and the third. They do it, they get better. I can do that all day of the week. Like Clarence is saying, we've done that shit. How the fuck y'all think I got here? Men have done that. Men in his generation have done that for me. We've done our job, but they are undermining it. And if we don't call that shit out and them get the fuck arrested for it, these boys are when we remove a black female from a space, these children thrive dramatically because they have to keep sucking their attention from them, and they want, and it seems innocent, but they always want to feel needed. And they debilitate children and they undermine men. And it has to stop.
So real quick, because I have to address it because it's coming back to back. Listen, we can how can I say this? I'm going to pull it up because if it's in the chat, I'm going to pull it up.
Please do, Black Man.
I'm going to do it. Because I wasn't going to do it, but I'm going to do it. So Von Bryan says, damn, I thought this show was about men taking accountability. Yes, men are taking accountability for what they do, but on this panel tonight, as you can see, you have husbands and fathers here, right? You have
men with no kids.
And
you don't count.
I have to take a I'm sorry, Dusto.
Dusto, you don't count.
Yeah, you don't count.
But I'm saying though.
You my brother, I love you, man.
Passport, bro.
But what we're saying is if you're talking to a man or several men for that reason, and every time you talk to a group of men, it goes back to the same thing, then that thing has to be dealt with.
That's a fact.
Now, I want to talk about what Brother Clarence said. Brother Clarence said, why are so many men worried about what women do? I think as leaders of our community, I had a video about that too. The chickens have come home to roost, right? So many women. So we worried about what women do. Yes, I'm worried about what my wife does. I'm worried about what my daughters do. I'm worried about today. I was doing a show with Security Boss, and I saw a 16-year-old girl that lives in my neighborhood walking down the highway. I pulled over in the middle of the show.
Man.
I pulled over in the middle of the show, and I said, "Hold on a minute, Security Boss. I'm sorry. I know you're live." I said, "Young lady, where are you going? Why are you out here walking by yourself? Why are you not at your grandmother's house like you're supposed to be?"
Black man, it was your fault, according to Clarence. It was your fault.
Right. And I asked her these questions. I said, if you need a ride, because she's friends with my daughter, if you need a ride, sweetheart, you call my daughter, and my daughter and I and my wife, right, because I don't play them games, we'll come and pick you up and take you where you need to go. But being on these streets like this in the dark, baby, you're not going to do it. I did it. If y'all want to go back and watch it. I did it right in the middle of the show. I stopped talking. And I concentrated on this young girl that lives in my neighborhood, and I saw her. So my thing is, yes, we talk about the responsibility of men, but one of the responsibilities of men is being able to rule their land. You tell me one king in medieval times, in biblical times, in Christian times that did not rule over his land and his women. He told that women had a place and they were in it, right? I have a place in my community. How they're going to respect me if I'm not telling them what they need to hear? That's women, men, boys, girls, elder. It doesn't matter. If I'm a leader, I'm supposed to be talking to these people. I'm supposed to be saying, hey, young lady, you're out of line. Pull your dress down. Pull your dress up. Cover your cleavage up. How old are you? 15? I need to tell her that. I need to tell that mama, hey, stay your ass at home with your kids this weekend and stop letting your 8-year-old son watch your 3-year-old child or your infant.
what's
as
crazy?
a leader, that's what men are supposed to do. So yes,
Wait,
supposed to be words
can I respond to that? Can I respond to that?
absolutely.
Of course, you're supposed to. If you see somebody in trouble, I don't care if they're male or female. I'm not saying that you don't help people that's not in trouble. That's what I was talking about. Is we are having concerns about relationship issues that women are having with us, instead of us focusing on us, so that we are the pinnacle of what their desires will be. And either if they want to get with a good man, then they're gonna have to step two. If not, they're gonna be out here by themselves, and they're gonna have
We
to be
say
out
that
here.
every day, Clarence.
But hold on.
Now,
He
actions
said,
back it up. What are you talking
Dusto,
about?
Dusto, let me do that. I swear to God, I'm gonna let you. I swear to God, I'm gonna let you go. Brother Clarence said the great creation of God crying about a woman. Watch
Sad.
this. But watch this. Watch this.
Jesus Christ.
Wasn't it Jesus that checked the woman at the well?
Okay.
Isn't there because I want to put this into context of what we believe as Christian people, that in the Bible there's an entire book of Proverbs, and if you read from chapter 1 all the way to the end of Proverbs is an entire book about how they're basically talking about women throughout the whole thing. It is better to eat it's better to eat fruit with a woman you love than a steak with a woman you hate. It is better to sleep on the roof of your house than in that house with a quarrelsome woman. A woman that submits to her husband is like a crown to his head, but a woman that argues and she's rebellious to her husband is like cancer to his bones. She causes him to die early. Right? All these things are written in Proverbs, that these women are these are horrible women. And I've never heard anybody on one of these panels say, you know what, God, I don't, if you believe in this, because everybody don't believe, but God, why would you have a whole book in Proverbs you bashing women, God? And I don't like it. I don't like the fact, God, that you got a book called Proverbs where you bashing women and saying women are like swine.
Amen.
And they're like swine and pearls. God, you bashing women in a whole chapter in your Bible. You bashing women. How many women out there are saying, you know what, I'm not going to church this Sunday because Proverbs bash women. And I ain't going to church. I'm not believing in God no more because he bashed women.
So if you're going to look at that fairly,
they're going to try to cancel Proverbs.
Man, if you're going to look at it fairly, 95% of the book is about holding men accountable. So
I don't want to be.
You want to take a couple bars and say that bashes women, then if someone wants to come to that conclusion, I can't agree with that.
But hold on, but you know what, Mr. Bennett? The whole chapter is talking about that, though.
No.
It's a few verses within the chapter.
Is showing you how to deal with how the type of woman you should be around and the type of woman you shouldn't be around. It's basically giving you the different levels of how the type of woman you should be and the type of woman you shouldn't be with.
Clarence, we're not
Brother
Clarence.
Clarence.
We don't deal with those women.
Brother Clarence, you've been married for 33 years. I applaud your marriage. Thank God that you're an example of what it is to have a marriage of longevity. 33 years for you. And Mr. Bennett, how long has it been for you? 28?
It'll be 26 in March.
26 years right here, right? We got men on here. How long has it been for you, Freezy? I know it's been, how long has it been for you?
It's finna be a year.
Okay,
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you. For me, it's about to be 12 years, right?
Congratulations.
So we have some men on here with some longevity. What I'm saying to you is that when I grew up, there was a vetting process as well, where the families met each other. Let me tell you what my grandfather told me when my ex walked through the door. The mother of my two children, I went to court and fought for and got custody of. My grandfather, when she walked through the door, my grandfather said, "Come here, grandson, let me talk to you." I said, "What's up, granddaddy?" He said, "Boy, that girl ain't shit." I said, "Granddad, you ain't even met her." He said, "She ain't shit." He said, "That's going to turn from sugar to shit real quick." He said, "Listen to me." I said, why you? He said, "Just look at her, son." He said, "You blinded by the pussy." He said, "Just look at her." I said, "But granddad, I've been knowing this girl. This is a perfect union. I've been knowing this girl since we were kids. We grew up together. We played in the grass together. We were kids. We grew up, went to the same church together, go to the same school." My granddad said, "It's going to turn from sugar to shit, son. Watch." Oh, I got married. First year, having sex like rabbits. Second year, same thing. Girl can cook, rub your back, and the girl can suck a mule through Amsterdam, right?
Shit.
She was wonderful in every aspect. And then year 4, I got that kidney punch. But I vetted her. Year 4, I got that kidney punch, right? My grandfather didn't live to see it, but at his funeral, I whispered in his ear, "God damn, I should have listened to you."
Yeah.
Because she got me. Year 4, I can't. The dudes, he was so. I told him, back off, but he was just so persistent, and so one day I just got weak. I said, "Oh, okay." Right. So my year 4, it got me, right? I know JT's situation. We talk all the time, my brother up there. I know JT was in a marriage for a while before he got with his lady he's with now. And he got gut punched. And what year was it for you?
Shit, it was in 2001.
So guess how many years were you in before you got gut punched?
10 years.
So women got me too. Men need to come up with something called you too. You too? Right? You too, gut punch. 10 years. You too.
Hey,
You just supposed to bet. When something wrong,
as a man that's been married for 33 years.
Yeah, go ahead, talk to us.
I've been chased out the house with a fork. I've had all kind of different things happen to me.
Wait, I ain't trying to.
Wait, hold on. I'm just being real with you. I'm just being real with you, fellas. I've had all kind of manner of foolishness go on with me and my wife, but we learned together. We grew together. We got educated together. But my point is this: there's no hedge. There's nothing I can tell you that say, "Oh, once you marry this woman, everything's gonna be great. You're gonna drive off into the sunset." No, marriage, the thing about marriage is you're signing up to deal with whatever comes, whatever life is going to bring with this person. That's what you're signing up for. You're not signing up for this person is going to be good all the time. Sometimes they're going to be good. Sometimes they're not going to be good. Sometimes they're going to be sick as hell. You come in hungry and you won't want something to eat, but they were sick in the bed all day. You got to fix them something to eat and yourself something to eat. Sometimes it's like that. So what I'm saying, tell me if I'm wrong, Mr. Bennett. So I'm telling you, sometimes the only hedge you got between a woman just jetting on you is you gotta do a head check every day. Every day they come into the house, you gotta check them. You gotta say, "Hey, baby, how you doing?" You got to see what headspace they're in. Let me finish, brothers. Let me finish.
I got to see what headspace. I got a comment when you finish. Just be quick, but go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You got to check what headspace they're in. Hey, baby, how you doing? You got to check with them every so often. When you go out of Muhammad's mosque, we check. When you come in, we check you. Make sure you ain't got no weapons, no drug paraphernalia. We check you. If you say, "Oh, I got to go out. I got to left something in the car." Okay, you go out. When you come back, we check you again. Anytime your woman goes out into this wicked world, you got to check their head. Your children, you got to check their headspace when they come in at the evening, because you don't know. Anybody can turn into a hypocrite. Anybody can turn into a hypocrite in this wicked, evil world. A woman could love you. A woman can love you, and a man on her job could talk her right into a hotel room in a matter of 6 months. That's why you got to constantly be checking them. Constantly.
Exactly. Is what I just said.
Can I add something to that? Can I add something to that?
There is no safe space. There is no safe space.
I agree with
you. Let me say something real quick.
To give you the strength.
Well, Mr. Bennett, did you do that?
Let me say something real quick. Brother Clarence, you and Vaughn Bryant, because y'all just don't like what we're saying. Single men with no kids.
When did I say that?
No, hold on, hear me out, because I seen the comments. Single men with no kids. Men with kids, married men, and we're not doing a good enough job somehow saving and fixing the community. So here's the deal. There's a dust panel going on. We had somebody come a couple weeks ago who said they can save the world. We sent them to a dust panel. They tapped out in 30 minutes. There's dust panel pick, male or female. We'll send you the link. Go on over there and get them straight. That's where the problems are. We're not chasing after these women. We're not participating in this behavior. And we've been dusting off them clowns daily and weekly for a year. Am I wrong?
What does that got to do with what I was talking about, man?
No, I never hit the mic for the last hour.
I have to put something on this, brother, because me and Brother Clarence, we got a history. A little bit of history.
Relationship, huh, JT?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I gotta say this: what he said was absolutely correct, because, like Black Man mentioned,
that was.
I had a marriage, man. It went 10. It could have went. Right now, I was married in '94. We still could have been married, because guess what I wasn't doing? I wasn't tapping out. But I was just no nonsense when it came down to it. It goes back to what my man Freezy was saying. Let me tell you how, if I was who I am now, where I would have seen that, because my father saw it. Him and my mama, 53 years, about to be 54 years married. And when he told me, he said, your wife, she don't like me. She ain't gonna like you. And she didn't like me because I was just like him. And the thing was that I was no nonsense in my marriage. I was in a marriage with a woman that didn't understand nothing about masculinity. She didn't understand the masculinity. She didn't understand none of that shit. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. All I knew was that I wasn't having the shit that she was coming down with. And it ended my marriage, not me. So, Brother Clarence, I agree with you, but I also disagree with earlier with what you said also. Men don't leave. We get
JT, to your point
out.
and Black Man's point then, going back then, would you say it was your fault then? Because you had counsel from older men, Black Man from his grandfather and you from your father, but you did not listen. So would you still then hold yourself accountable?
Let me tell you what my father told me.
I think he said Black Man though.
My father
told me about his grandfather. I'm saying they shared similar stories. They got counsel.
No, my father told me this. This is what my father told me. And it was quick. Me and my father didn't have a whole lot of goddamn dialogue. All he had to tell me was quick shit. And the quick shit he told me was, all women are crazy.
Right. Yeah. So, guys, real
he
quick.
He said it's up to you to deal with the craziness.
Right.
That was basically what he told me.
So, guys, real quick, guys, someone stopped by to pick up the lease money for the barbershop. And I'm going to let the owner, she came to pick up her lease money for the barbershop. So, SB, what are your thoughts tonight?
Thank you all for having me and allowing me to come in the barbershop at this particular time. I'm gonna keep it real quick, but I have a question because all of you are of age. Y'all just mentioned everybody, I think 36 was the least. So my question is, I realize that women are more sexually irresponsible. And I also know that the system is totally against men and it favors women. So my question is, men of your age, what are you telling the next generation of men in order to maintain or retain their power?
Brother Clarence, you can go first.
It's a good question. I think that what I tell younger men is that I got 3 sons and they're all over 21. So I tell them to just make sure that they don't have sex. I tell them the best thing they could do is find a wife. But if they're not going to do that, don't have sex with random women. Don't have unprotected premarital sex with random women. If you cut that number down, I got a granddaughter because of that happening from my oldest boy. So, but I told the other 2, and we kind of got it. Everybody's got it under control at this point. You know what I mean? But that's what I would tell them: don't have sex with premarital sex with random women. Vet as much as you can. If that means you have to go out with somebody for 6 months or even 12 months without having sex with them, okay, maybe you might have to do that just to get to know the person. If they're worth it. If they're not worth it, okay, I can understand you not saying, hey, look, I can already see this woman ain't worth me going out with her for months and months and months because there's nothing there. But if you can, vet the person properly, vet as much as you can, and don't have premarital sex with random women, unprotected sex with random women.
Can I get in that? Can I get in there next? You on mute, Black Man. But yeah, what I was gonna say was this.
Go ahead.
Oh, how you doing? How you doing, SB? How you doing? It's a long time.
I'm doing well.
I want to say this right here. When Black men address women, it's a very dangerous thing to limit how Black men talk and to limit their leadership. This is what you're doing. Part of being a leader as a Black man in the Black community or in society as a whole is instructing women as well. But so often when we have these conversations, when Black men talk and address women, we get the gun turned right back on us. And they say, listen, this conversation is not about Black women. This is about Black men. But I challenge everybody on this panel that our families are not going to get better. Our households are not going to get better. Our children are not going to get better until we attack what's going on sexually with young Black women. That is way more detrimental than what's going on with young Black men. And it's a very dangerous thing to keep pointing the gun back at young Black boys or Black men when leaders such as myself try to instruct young Black women on how detrimental it is when you get pregnant, right? And you went to the Bible earlier, Black man. There is not one single story in the Bible where the community wanted to stone a man for committing adultery or having sex with a woman outside his marriage. But there is a story where a woman, where the society wanted to stone the woman. You know why? Because the onus of modesty is way more detrimental for a woman to keep up. It's a reason for that. And Diamond in the flesh in the chat, she asked a very good question earlier. How will we respond to Black? How will we respond to our son if he came home from college and he said he had a young girl pregnant? I would be very disappointed because I would not raise my son like that. I would have already told my son, choose wisely. Matter of fact, try not to have sex until you get married, right? And we know that's very hard when it's dealing with young Black boys. Their testosterone level and their hormone level is way higher. Their sex drive is way higher. It's a way bigger difference. But I challenge you guys to think about it like this. If my daughter came home pregnant, it's a chance that she might get deleted having the baby. It's way more complications when it's dealing with women. But if I touch on that and I talk to young Black women about this, the gun gets pointed right back to me. All I'm doing is showing young Black women that I love you. You don't have to lay down with these. Listen, if my son turned down a woman and say, I'm not having sex with you, and he do the right thing, guess what? It's always gonna be another dude that will sleep with her. She has the responsibility to turn down all those dudes until she get married. Until she get married. Listen, she needs to turn down every dude until she get married. This is how you eliminate. Listen, we go so hard. Women go so hard for young Black women to have the liberty to choose on whether to get rid of the baby or keep the baby. Pro-choice. We hear about this all the time. What is the best birth control though for women? What's the best protection for women?
Abstinence.
That's about to say
yes. That's the best birth control, the best protection for young Black women. Don't lay down with these dudes. Don't do it.
So
we can talk. Listen. We can talk to young Black men all day long, but y'all don't want to be serious on this panel. Dudes is effing. They having sex. The sex drive for men is way higher. Okay? Men are going to have sex. Women ain't even having orgasms. Why are you even having sex? Most women don't even have orgasms. Why are you even having sex? But we're gonna point the gun right back to men who and attack their sexual nature when women don't even most of the time have orgasms.
So security boss wanted to say something back real quick, please.
Yes.
Go ahead, security boss.
My question began with women are more sexually irresponsible than men. They have more 32 to 36 different ways to not have a child. That's a given. That's a given. I agree with you totally. So they definitely should be protecting themselves. They should be aligning themselves with, for me, I think they should be aligning themselves with God in order to be wives. I want every woman that wants to be a wife to be one. So my question is not about that. That's a given for me. But my question is this, because I want more so than anything for the men to retain the power that they have, so they won't have to be subject to the system that is out there that is totally against them. Because the answer is not my nature. The answer is, how do I do this? And I'm asking, what do you tell the young men that may find themselves subject to this young lady that is sexually irresponsible and lies, cheats, does not preserve herself, don't care about the 32 different ways, lied to you, gonna take your money, gonna do whatever she wants to you. What do you tell that young man so he does not become a part of some of the problems that we're having?
I'll go first.
Security boss.
Keep your penis out of trash cans.
No, watch this. Watch this.
If you don't want to marry this woman, if you can't see yourself being with this woman for the rest of your life, waking up to this woman every day, then keep your penis behind them briefs or boxes you're wearing. And if you need me, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, we're sponsored by Jergens. I will get you a case of Jergens, because a case of Jergens will keep you away from going over there doing it, because all it is it's a feeling that you need to get out. Once you get it out, you good. But I would rather you do that than have post-nut clarity and say, why did I skeet in this booger wolf? And then now you got to deal with Booger Wolf for 18 years, and then little ugly Booger Wolf Jr. And now you got two ugly people you have to deal with when you didn't have to.
Now watch this, Black Man. I talked to
you muted Scam.
The man that got. I talked to the man that got my daughter pregnant.
Uh-oh.
He got my daughter pregnant. 22 years old, she was pregnant. She was, well, no, it was 21. Tennessee State. Instead of her going to get a degree, she still got her degree, but before she got a degree, she got a baby. They didn't tell me, her mother, sister, anybody on that family, they never told me that she was pregnant until, guess what? 2 days before she was pregnant. Baby is here. I love my grandson. Love him. But I had to talk. I never met this dude that got her pregnant until after he got her pregnant. When I saw him and I met him and I looked at my daughter and I was just like, damn, you chose wrong. Not because he was a bad guy. It was because of his foundation. And one of the things that I told him was that no matter what goes on with you and my daughter, you still got to take care of your son, right? My question is this. How the fuck do I talk to a man that ain't my goddamn son about my damn daughter that was raised by her mama, who is my ex-wife? It's a hard thing to do. This is a part of being a man. This is a part of being a guy to figure it out. We ain't got nobody to tell us no shit like that. Most of the shit that we go through is a very short conversation. There's no how-to when it comes down to being a fucking man. And this is where people get it wrong at. There's no how-to. We talk to them and we say, look, this is what you do. If you don't do it, these are the consequences. That's basically what it is. So when we start talking about this whole thing of who's at fault, I think it's both, women and men. When it comes down to it, as men, we got to start practicing discipline. I don't give a care how it looks. If it's discipline, if it protects you, then that's what you're supposed to do. If you don't, it's going to be beyond your control. Guaranteed. And the only thing you're going to be doing if you let it get too far out of control is negotiating with your terrorists.
Yep. And so, okay, so we got Freezy, we got Brother Clarence, we got JT. Let's go to let's see, Scam Likely. Go ahead. What would you tell your son if you had one?
Wait a minute, Black Man. I never did hear what Freezy would say. I heard him say other things, but I didn't hear what he would say to his son.
This is what I would say to my son, just to answer it directly. I would tell my son, listen, I know your little penis gonna get hard when you go out when you leave this house.
Exactly.
I know realistically you're gonna want to get you some tail. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not finna pretend like you just gonna be a monk while you at college or while you out in society or whatnot. But son, I'm gonna tell you like this. The woman that you choose to have intercourse with, you better damn sure make sure that she has the values that you seen in your mother. She is wife material, and if you get her pregnant, you gonna marry her.
Exactly.
You're gonna marry her if you get her pregnant. You gonna take care of your responsibility because I ain't raised no deadbeat niggas in my house.
Exactly.
No, you're gonna take care of her even if you don't want to be with her. You brought this on your damn self. And that's my grandbaby, whether it's a boy or a girl, and that's how we gonna represent. You're gonna handle your responsibility, and you're gonna marry this woman. You're gonna talk to this woman's father or mother, or whoever her guardian is. That's what I'm gonna tell my son.
You get married.
See, the thing about it, what I was trying to say is that I have the liberty to talk to my son like that. Men have the liberty and the choice to say they're going to go forward with this woman, but women are left out in the dust. That's what I'm saying. They can't control whether a man is going to take responsibility or not. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that we shouldn't talk to our sons, but all I'm saying is the son has more of a responsibility and has more of a control on whether he's going to accept responsibility. It's his choice to accept responsibility. The woman can't do anything about it if the boy walks away. That's all I'm saying.
But Free, you know that's not true.
Why isn't that true? The only thing she can do is get rid of it.
No, it's not true because of the system. That's why it's not true.
I'm not following you. You got to be more clear. I understand what you're saying.
Okay, but if she doesn't delete it and he does walk away, she has a system that protects her and incentivizes her, and she will make him pay for that child up to 21 years.
That's true, but it's still not an ideal situation to have state take care of you, and then you raising your child without a father and subjecting your child to a very unhealthy environment, which is what we've seen in young black men, boys and girls. What I'm saying is the father is needed. We're not going to pretend that the government and the state is a substitute for a healthy, knowledgeable, wise father. It's not. There's no substitute for that. So what I'm saying is, if she gets pregnant, she can't control the father taking responsibility. Yeah, you're right. She can get child support and she can get help from the state, but it's been proven
that responsibility though.
Right.
That's not responsibility.
Right. And it's been proven that that system has failed. It's been proven that system has failed. So why would a young woman even want to go that route? No. Close your legs. Don't even have sex with these dudes until you know this dude's gonna marry you. Until this dude has married you. To me, that's the most safest route. But I just wanted to answer your question as far as with the young men. If he mess around and get this woman pregnant, me being his father, he ain't got no choice but to take care of this child. If he under my roof, you gonna take care of this child, and guess what? You gonna marry this girl. And I'm gonna call the girl father myself. I'm gonna call the girl mama myself. And we finna be a big happy family, whether you like it or not.
Exactly. I'm all for it, brother.
I know what I would tell my son. I have a solution. First, maybe once every 6 months, I'm gonna have him report to a dust panel and listen to these women yakety quacking. And he's not to get up, use the bathroom, anything. You're gonna sit there and you're gonna listen. Because I want you to get in your subconscious mind, which you can actually be signed up for. One time, maybe when he's 14, I'm gonna have him go over to the Nation of Wigwam and babysit one of these yakety quackers and her 4 kids. He's not to leave until 9 p.m. I want him to get the picture. This is actually what you could have to come home to if you stick your meat where it doesn't belong. Just like I don't want him to use drugs. So I'm gonna go get fentanyl Freddie and crackpot Tommy. Take him to Denny's. He's gonna sit in a booth in between both of them. They're gonna be sitting there. I'm gonna get the message clear. This is what you then, hey, go on, do your thing, Junior. Do what you gotta do. But you've been warned. This is what it is. And I'm also gonna show what you can have if you decide to get married. I'm gonna get some security bosses, some of my family, my sister, my mom, and those married who did things the right way, and get on some of the panels and look at some of the high value wives. What's her name? The one from Arizona, Family Values.
Oh, Family Values. Yeah.
And you make your own choice. I'm not gonna argue. Make your own choice. Nation of Wigwam. And I'm gonna do everything I can to prepare you for being a husband. Everything. Then, hey, go for it. Because it got to be his decision if he wants to win or lose. That's all I got.
Can I add something right quick?
Hold on, let everybody answer first. Then hold it. Where class go, Mr. Bennett, and then you can respond.
Absolutely.
I know you got a son, right? Where class? Yeah.
Am I answering what I would tell these young men out here or my son?
Your son.
That's totally dramatically 2 different things.
Your son.
Well, one thing I would tell them is, we are nobles. We represent millions of people. We always are the strongest or the smartest in the room because that's what our bloodline represents. You know how I raised you, make me proud. That's it.
Hey, Mr. Bennett?
I think I agree with some of the guys on the panel. Definitely, I'm teaching my kid or my son. I have 3 daughters. I don't have sons, but if I had a son, I tell my daughters, no sex until you're married. That may not be realistic to a lot of people, but I'm going to raise them with that. And they're going to have to make their own choices. But what I do think is I do agree with guys marrying early. Because I've been hearing a lot of talk in these spaces about guys don't get married until you're 35. Like you're expecting guys to remain celibate until 35 years old until they get their money together. It's like, no. Right. Marry young, build together. And another thing that I think as a community we need to talk about is, again, community housing or the having the space. If they marry young, be there as the older ones, the ones supposed to have some sense. Let them live under your roof for a while. Save their chips up until they get the funds that they need that they can go out on their own if they don't have those things already. So I think the community has to be part of helping young people not only get married, but also stay married. Give them the support that they need so that they can, get through these early periods. So yeah, I'm big on that. And I don't buy the, telling women one thing and telling men something else. Like you said, security boss, the system is punishing men. It's the point that I made earlier. It's coming after men just as hard. And a lot of times the men have to bear the consequences of that. So yeah, so definitely no sex before you marry, but I don't mind if I had a son, I don't mind if he got married at 21, 22 years old. It wouldn't bother me at all. We'd be here to support you. If you need to live with us for a while until you get your stuff together, then go ahead and do that. But we're going to support you all the way in this. But don't get a woman pregnant until you're actually ready to be a parent, or worse yet, if you're not even ready to be, if you're not able to be a spouse yet. See, I would tell my son, she doesn't earn the right to be the mother of your children until she earns the right to be your wife. If you can't see her as a wife, she hasn't earned the right to carry your seed. So that'd be something I would put into my son 24/7, 365 if I could. And I've counseled guys and cods the same thing. Look, if you can't wife it, then don't make her a mother of your children, because there could come a point in time when she may try to use those kids against you. So if she can't qualify to be a wife, she shouldn't qualify to be a mom. I think just in general, I think men need to have that mindset.
Security boss, what do you think?
I think y'all gave some excellent answers, and I think the solutions that y'all gave was good. And I think that I'm gonna continue at least 3 times a week speaking to women that want to hear me, that want to be wives, on how important it is to preserve themselves. But we already know that there are a lot of women out there that don't care anything about what I'm saying or what you all just said. So I also want men to know that you have been given the authority. You were given the authority in the very beginning. You have to maintain that. So no matter which problem we tackle, whether it's having reckless random sex or the child support system, we gotta be accountable for our part that we play in it. Women who are just maybe wanting to be incentivized, or men who just want to exercise their nature. We can't walk away from it. It's dual. It's not like we just got one problem and it's the woman. It's not. If we do have one problem, then the men are feeding into it, which has to stop. So it's just not a singular problem. But you all tackled that one issue that I put out there very good, and y'all all basically did the same thing. You basically all said the same thing. So we got to tackle the next problem, which would be the system. You know, do you blame the system on the woman? Yeah, but guess what? You all allowed her to be there. So we still have to approach it in a way. We can't just leave one out and say, you know, you got this. We have some out of control women. I agree with y'all totally. But we need to get some men in control. Really. And let y'all know y'all got it. For me, y'all got it. I'm here with you. But the system is not going to change. So how can we not allow y'all or you know, not be a part of it? Because when you are a part of it, it weakens who you are. You can't do anything. Your hands are totally tied. And the women are in control.
Well, I think when this conversation comes up about holding a man accountable or a woman accountable, with a woman it's a conversation. With a man, it's usually you getting your head blown the hell off in a corner somewhere in a ditch. It's 2 dramatically different conversations.
Absolutely, it is.
The power difference is dramatic. So maybe you see men being reluctant to deal with other men is because it's a very hostile, homicidal situation, especially with an undisciplined, uninitiated young man that don't know nothing from nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
I can see.
And I want to say this too.
It's the same for women. Women are just as hostile when you are not agreeing with the sisterhood and what they've done and the decisions they're made. I mean, they might not blow your head off, but the wah is just the same. It's just as violent.
How the society deals with us when we dealing with, like yesterday, I was on a panel with the other day I was on a panel with girl Tyranny and another chick, and Tyranny said she'll hit a man, and Cheeky was like, it was on his show. Cheeky was like, so you'll say you'll hit a man? And that's so I asked, and she said, yeah, well, a man shouldn't hit a woman back because he's so much bigger and stronger. I said, well, where's that logic when y'all obese females beat the shit out of toddlers? And then they went into defending that they're disciplinarians of the children. So that the mindset is completely dramatic. So I seen people in the chat. We talking this. The title says men are the problem. Prove me wrong. I was on the prove me wrong part. That's what I was on because it wasn't about the accountability thing to me. It was the prove me wrong part because I know what problem means. Where did it start? What starts when you breathe air for the first time, and the person that you breathe air for the first time, you're with that person the most is usually your mom. And these mothers today are the most abusive, psychotic mothers of all time. So if you're in a hostile environment where your home training is really a crime scene for 18 years, what are you supposed to expect for females and men? And I will always argue that the little girls get treated way worse than the boys.
Yes, sir.
Everybody knows that.
And I agree with you, but let me tell you what I expect and what I believe, and y'all can make me wrong. I believe when we do come out, when you take your first breath, God is there with you, and he innately puts in you what is right and what is wrong, whether you choose to give reverence to it or not. So even though we play these games like our norm is just what we do, and it's what my mom do, and it's what everybody else do, we know. And when it comes to a time of being held accountable by the system, most of the time, then that's when everything becomes someone else's problem. That's when it becomes, I didn't see this coming, or what can we do about it? And it's going to get progressively worse because The United States was not built on bastard babies. It was built on nuclear families and traditional and patriarchy that's trying to get back to, they're going to always, in a long way, they realize to make money off of it.
But security boss was also built on slavery as well. That totally counteracted that. So
Exactly.
this whole narrative about America came from this place, that's not 100% true.
I'm just talking about
but so that's
no, I didn't go back that far. I was just talking about the system of the welfare, the child support, and that part.
No, but you said the country was built on family.
Go ahead. I was meaning the system part, as in when they initially started with the welfare and checks and things of that nature. That was to help women because the fathers had been taken out of home due to war or lost jobs or deletions and things of that nature. And I hope y'all know what I mean by that.
Title 4.
Right.
So that's where it started, and that's what I mean by that. I don't mean built on. I exactly agree with you. I agree with you. Who said that actually? Mr. Bennett. I said,
one of our biggest things as men, but one of our biggest attributes as men is that we can protect. We can protect. So at the end of the day, that's our biggest seller right there, protecting. We damn all that providing and being somebody that can give money and all that, protect. We armor guard when it comes down to it. Women and children. Men are the head of both. And what's happening right now is that now you're starting to have men to not believe that.
That's right.
They're not believing it.
I agree. They're not believing it because the women are showing no value because they have a system in place that would incentivize them for all the things that you all were supposed to do or were built to do, I should say. So now what? Now they will tell you that they don't need you. They say it all the time. I hear it all the time. And they also think that they're equal to you. And they also, I've heard lately, is a big part of this is they want to be superior and they want revenge. Now what? What do we do?
So you had
have sex with these women or what? What do you do?
You had the brother Hank and you had brother Clarence both said it. You have to ignore those women that don't want that protection. Gotta ignore them.
But JT,
yes, sir.
I want to say this: we're painting a picture that this problem only exists with bad little girls and bad little boys. No. Good boys and good girls are having sex too. It's not just the 304s that's being irresponsible. We're trying to box everybody into this type of behavior. No, good girls are gullible. Good boys are irresponsible at times. It only takes one slip up, right?
Freezy, I'm saying I'm painting a picture with abused little boys and abused little girls. That's where this is coming from. Because that's the common denominator between the two.
Nobody is born, and you're right, because nobody is born bad. They're not born bad.
Exactly.
They're conditioned to be bad.
And what you said, world class, was absolutely correct. All I'm trying to add, I'm trying to levy back off what you're saying by saying this. And what you and JT and saying, I'm saying this. Everybody's having sex, not just the city girls. Candace Owens Candace Owens type women having sex. The church women having sex. The little church girl. Everybody having sex. Mm-hmm. Everybody is. This is not just a one demographic problem. No. So I just wanted to clear that up. That there might be a situation where my son go to college and he meets a young girl. Both of them are educated. Both of them have been raised by good parents. They just got horny. All I'm saying is, I'm just trying to be realistic on these panels and not just paint everything into one little corner. You understand what I'm saying? So when I do take a realistic approach on this, right? So how do we attack that? How do we attack the norm? Because we know strippers having sex.
That's-
We know 304s having sex.
That's essentially.
Hold on just a second, guys.
But let me answer that really quick, and I'm gonna get out of here. Freezy, you all answered that in the very beginning, because all of you all were making good decisions, and you stood by your children if they made those mistakes. You said, "Son, you getting married. You getting married. If you that's good parenting. That's a good boy that made a mistake. I was a single mother. I made a mistake. I had to endure the shame and account for that situation. I was not a bad girl. I was that person. So I clearly, you all answered perfectly, because that's what good parents do. That means that you all would be pouring into those children that made those bad decisions, or who just, oops, whatever the situation is. You all said it perfectly.
Well, SB, I was just following up what you said about when you're right. You're absolutely right. Boys, young men need to leave. If they know that women, these young girls, if they know they're being confronted by 304s, irresponsible women, loose women that are not modest, loose women, they're just out here, wow, running rampant. They should leave those women alone. But what I'm saying, what do you say to the young boy that thought he had a good girl, that dressed, she dressed nice, thought he had a good girl, she had good manners, but they had sex and then she got pregnant.
Damn.
In a situation like that, like, okay, we're telling young boys to leave the hoes alone. Oh, we know that.
No, we're not. We just know it's just preserve yourself. We're not saying. I mean, I'm not making it a 304 situation. I started with you guys. You all said you would speak life into your children, your sons, and say this is what we have to do. You said you're gonna get married. A black man said he gonna tell them before, preserve. Don't do it. That's discipline. World Class said, you do it, you get caught, you better come out like a noble. JT said, what I look like telling somebody else, it's a hard thing to tell someone that. I mean, I heard, and then, of course, Mr. Bennett didn't have any sons, but he said if he did, that's what he would tell them, preserve himself. So y'all all answered it correctly. So y'all are the good parents. Y'all are producing the good kids. So the ones that don't have that.
Right. So let me put hold on, Dustin. Let me put this into perspective. What Brother Clarence, you still there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you in the chat going in. And I want to hear from you.
Okay.
Because you said, according to me, your husband should have never dated you. And you were talking about when I said don't date single moms. Now,
is that not what you said?
That's exactly what I said, 100%.
Okay.
And so let me clarify, because I said this on a live 2 days ago. If you want to go back and watch it, the mothers back in the day, like my grandmother, my great grandmother, or women back in the day, when they went out and had security boss said, she had to deal with the shame of that. Back in the day, there was shaming, right? And those women corrected themselves and became better women because of the shame. Today,
I agree with you. I agree.
Today, there is no shame. So today, what I would tell my son today, don't date these single mamas, because guess what? Like somebody said earlier, there are more baby showers than there are bridal showers.
This is what I'm trying to show you, brother. See, you got to, whenever you make a broad statement like that, you should context it, because security boss has said that, hey, yeah, I made this mistake, but I was able to turn my life into something much greater, right?
Exactly.
Okay. How many other single mothers would be out there? It's possible the same thing could happen.
But hold on, but you have to listen to my whole statement on that video. I said, don't date single mamas unless they can show you that they've been in therapy and they've gone through therapy unless. That's what the video said. I can play it again. I said,
no, you said like 15 is a 15
How many years you say?
15.
How many years?
15.
Security boss is
38 total.
15 years.
I don't blame him.
But even
I did not get 15 years.
But even with security boss, she always states this. She doesn't champion that. She tells them right. She tells them that was something that I did when I was younger. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you so you don't make the same mistake as I.
And
That's all
also,
she was
I agree,
saying.
brother.
also,
all I'm
Antoinette,
saying
security
is
boss also
that
said
doesn't mean they just a dead duck because they made a mistake. That's what I'm saying.
the security boss also said that we shouldn't be celebrating single mothers either.
I'm not. Am I celebrating single?
No,
I'm
no,
not
no.
celebrating.
I'm not saying men are, but I'm saying in a general sense, when a girl get pregnant now, it's no girl. Why did you go out and do that when you ain't number 17? Now it's girl. Where them king and queen chairs at? Who gonna
Okay,
bring the
well,
smoke?
my point in bringing that up was she was saying how she was a single mom. And she was able to turn her life into something greater. And I'm saying how many other single moms are out there that's possible that they might be able to do the same thing.
But you talk about possibilities, though.
Wait a minute. Let me finish, brother. Let me finish. But then I have to restart all over again. How many other single moms are out there that this might be also possible too, right?
Unless
that's
a balance of possibilities.
Nice enough lady, but she's not the only lady that's out there that's able to make that work.
Yeah, but what you're saying though, Clarence, is that possibility. Now the thing is that it's been proven that probabilities, if you go off a balance of probabilities, you can mitigate a lot of heartache.
I agree with you.
You're saying possibilities. It's possible for you to drive a car with your feet. It's not a good idea.
Agreed.
So again, going back to what I said about the whole single mom thing. Let me make sure I'm clear. And I put an unless in there for a point. I tell my son if she has a child, because like security boss said, she said the magic words. I had to deal with the shame of being a single mom. Today, the girls are celebrated. So now I have to tell my son, unless she had, to be celebrating not having a husband, not having a nuclear family, still living with your mama, he living on the south side of town with a whole nother chick, and you're celebrating that's delusional. To me, that's almost mental. That's almost a mental disorder.
And it is still shame.
How do we get on? Wait a minute. How do we get on?
Hold on, real quick. It is still shame.
Nobody's even talking about celebrating this.
It is still shame.
I brought up celebrating.
I was telling you that you made this broad statement, and security guard is proof that you can make it work without doing that.
Right.
And I'm saying to you, maybe you ought to broaden
I didn't make
out a little more.
There's a one example versus
Brother Clarence, what we do sometimes as African American people, we have listen. I always put context in there. I said don't date single mothers unless she can show to you that she has gone to therapy and got the necessary help needed.
And how many years did you say
in this life?
How many
15.
years did you say?
I said 15. You know why? I said 15? That was a little exaggerated, but you know why I said 15?
Okay.
Because a year ain't gonna help a woman that had to carry a baby for 9 months by herself and a man didn't show up at the hospital to see the baby. The man didn't show up for the baby's first birthday, second birthday, third birthday.
Brother.
Hold on.
She said that she don't have 15 years. That's my point.
But she had the shame.
But she's also our age.
Talking about the shame. We're talking about the fact that there are some women that have made the unfortunate mistake of having a child before they were.
Name another one then. Name another one. Name another one. You got security boss. Name a second one.
Everybody trying
on
this.
Jasmine.
Name another one.
Values had
One of my co-hosts is married to a woman. This is third marriage to a woman that had children, and they got 10 years in. They about to this is their 11th year.
Did you hear what you just said?
What?
Did you hear what you just said?
Yes. What?
You sure? His third marriage with a chick with another one.
Well, let me just say this. Family values, Jasmine, family values. She had 2 kids before her and her husband had 6. So now they have 8. So there are other women. It really depends on the woman. But listen, I don't think that should be a man's first choice. I don't think a single mom should be a man's first choice because
I agree with you.
Don't know, and that's really the point of that. But I use that to show women, like World Class is saying, or someone said it, just to be an example of things can change. There is shame, but it doesn't have to be like that. You don't have to be that person. You can turn your life around and be someone different. I just use that, let everybody know that I can relate to what they're doing, and let you all know.
Isn't that part of the? I'm sorry,
brother. Oh, go ahead, Mr. Bennett.
I said, but isn't that part of, I think, what Brother Clarence also is saying? It's like, yes, we can all point to these examples of women who've been able to be I don't know if what you call these women, or would you call yourself the exception, or would you call it the rule?
I would say it was something that I wanted. So I may say back then I probably was the rule. Now it would be the exception.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know, because right now to have a child is nothing. You kind of get what I'm saying? It's like nothing to have a child and be a single mom. It's nothing. It's like you all are saying, it's definitely celebrated. There are baby showers all the time, and some of them might not even know who the father is. It's just commonplace now to have a child and not have that particular family. It wasn't the case in my time, so I had to make my life right. I didn't want to live in chaos. Now chaos is like a norm. So,
But it goes to what Freezy said, what Freezy was saying before. He said exactly what you were just implementing.
Yes.
When he was talking about, when we talk about this whole thing of having babies, when we talk about this whole thing of it's being the norm. Right now, it's the norm. Baby daddy, baby mama is the norm right now.
Co-parent.
And the craziest part is that SB, me and you, we're around the same age. So we already understand that it was. And we understand when the young folks are talking, it's what we want at that time.
Right.
Because they don't have the wisdom that we have right now. They don't have the wisdom that we have. They can they can have all the education and all that stuff right there. Wisdom is earned. And the only way you can earn wisdom is to live life. And you have to learn from mistakes and other people's mistakes. Your mistakes, other people's mistakes, and then the things that you actually accomplish. This is how wisdom is earned. There's a lot of other things that's involved in it, but what I'm saying is that when we're talking about it, like when you speak about it, you say, yeah, I was a single mom. You're not telling them that you're a single mom like it's a badge of honor. Right now, they're talking about it as a badge of honor. And I see you on other panels and you like, no. This is not what this is about. It's not being a badge of honor. It is about being two as one. They're not listening to none of us right now.
No.
I said this before.
But JT, let me jump in here real quick. This
Go ahead.
Because we talk about solutions. Here's one.
Yes.
The solution is this: we as men are leaders. Naturally, that's what we are. We're stronger, we're faster, we're more mobile, we're agile. We're that thing, right? We're that fierce thing that can shake your hand and also go out and into the wilderness and kill a deer, right? We could go. Men are just made differently to do different things. God created us to do something different, right? And so women are not on our level at all. And so men need to. What we need to do as men is we need to take back what it is that we have, power.
I agree.
And what happened, what that looks like is when we said earlier, it's an art to talk to a woman. What women need to understand is it's not about what we say, the volume of what we say, but you need to hear the message of what we say. And my thing is this: listen, I'm not a preacher. A lot of people said I should have been, but I ain't gonna be one. But if I did preach a sermon on Sunday morning, guess what it'll be? The Sunday morning sermon would be, what if Adam told Eve to sit her ass down? Because watch this. Because if Adam would have checked Eve's ass like men should lead right now, then everybody would live forever according to the Bible. Right? But men say, oh no, we shouldn't check women. It's a way we should talk to them. But what if Adam would have said, Eve, get your ass, why are you over there talking to old boy? Come on, sit your ass down. You doing too much. Then we wouldn't have this problem. Men need to go back into we say ain't no community. The way to build that community back up is even the drug dealers.
But wait a minute, Black Man. Wait a minute.
Adam should have slept Eve.
Wait a minute, Black Man. I'm a little bit. Well, what do you mean by that? Because the death came through Adam. It did not come through Eve.
Right. Well, yes, but if Adam would have checked her and been there to say, listen, if he would have put the policies and rules down, if she would have got on his level, on his page, she would have known, don't you go over there and eat off that damn tree. It's null. And don't you go over there. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you want to do. I don't care how sexy it look. I don't care how lavender the fruit look. Don't you take your ass, don't you take your ass over there.
Should have hit over the log.
We need to be on the same page. Don't you
But
take
Black Man, but Black Man, the death didn't happen to Adam partake. So what Eve did didn't matter. It did, but it didn't.
No, that's not true. We got to go to the scripture. We got to go to this. We got to go to the scripture. And I don't know if a lot of you guys subscribe to the Apocrypha, but
no, you go ahead, but you can go ahead. But the death came when Adam.
Right, but
she's right. She's right. What
I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, if we go through scripture, right, in Ecclesiasticus 25:24, it specifically states, "Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all through her we all die." So what I'm saying is, you're absolutely right, SB. The consequences really didn't come until Adam made the decision as a man, because God gave the order to Adam. I totally agree with you on that. God gave the order to Adam, and he held the man more accountable than anything.
Right.
But I think what Black Man is saying is, men have the responsibility to not go in the direction of women. We have to
not tick for tat with women.
Stand firm on our 10 toes and make correct decisions and be leaders, not be swayed by women's emotions or how they feel like stuff needs to go.
There you go.
Right?
I agree.
Not be swayed by no woman. Come on,
non-negotiable.
Freezy, I agree totally with you, and that's what I was trying to say when I say don't give your power away.
Exactly.
I got a question for Brother Clarence.
Guess what that looks like today, SB?
What it look like?
The dynamic between Adam and Eve. What that looks like today, baby. Come on, baby. I know you. Listen, I know we can get that $60,000 truck. I know we can't afford it right now, but we will eventually be able to afford it. Let's go ahead and just sign the papers. Baby, get this 4-bedroom house. I know we can't afford just a 2-bedroom apartment, but please, come on.
Who's doing that?
That's what women are. Let me tell you something. I was a salesperson. I sold cars for almost 10 years.
What did you lead to? You went to the woman because
you know why? A man would come in and look at a car for his wife, and he said, "That's the car I want." He picked the base model, cheap. He couldn't afford it. Got the payments where he want. He said, "My wife." He said, "My wife." He said, "My wife will be here in 30 minutes." I said, "Oh, when she come, I'm finna make some money because I know she ain't gonna like this car." So
that's fake manipulation.
So as soon as she pulled up, guess what happened when she pulled up? She said, "I said,
was
ma'am,
going down."
Yeah, I said, "Here's the car, ma'am. Do you like it?" "Who car?" "Not my car." "Oh, what? No. I want leather. I want sunroof. I want a 6-disc changer. I want Bose stereo system. I want 16-inch alloy wheels. I want the safety in the trunk. I want a V6. I don't want a 4-cylinder." I say, yes, just went up 17 grand.
Thank you.
And SB, you was in real estate, so you already know.
I'm still in real estate now, but see, look, I'm not agreeing with you on that. I'm gonna tell you why. Me and Mr. Boss talk about this a lot. The man is always the one that wants the castle. I promise you, the man in my business that I've experienced, men always want the bigger house. So I can't agree with you on that one, but I do agree with what y'all are saying. And it does happen all the time.
It worked in the rest of retail. In retail, she make that nigga pull that pocket.
But in real estate, a man wants to see his money at work. So when he come around the corner, he wants that grand house if he can afford it. So
that's understandable.
But it's not for him per se. It's for her.
I can't agree with you on that one, JT. But I do understand what you're saying.
Let me tell you something. I got a house right now. I've been having this house for 3 years by myself. I got a woman. She done moved. She ain't even 100% moved in yet. Guess what I do? I'm already building that. What you call it, Black Man? What man you in right now? The man cave. You know why? Because that woman is allowing me to be that man that I'm supposed to be, because she already understood my pedigree. She already know it's gonna be over with if I go against what this man is talking about. But the only way that can happen though is because I'm showing her I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of my word. I'm not just talking shit to her. I'm showing this woman all kind of shit that she didn't even think of in her mind. She's sitting back and she's at, oh, black man, I'm telling you, boy, it's about to go. This wedding about to go down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What this whole thing what we're talking about is that us as men, we have to be that dude.
Right.
Yes.
JT,
but
there's so many weak men, and I'm telling you from a sales point of view, bro, I used to break them. I used to just take all their money because you know what? The weak men would come in and say, after that woman said, you know what? I want all that leather, all that 60s change. And I said, okay. I said, here's one right over here, ma'am. And I'm looking at the dude. He's like, he behind me like this. He behind her like this.
Cut this. Wrap it up.
But when she turned around, he said, baby, you like that? And I'm thinking, wait a minute. So we get inside, we doing the deal or whatever. The payment is $200 more than what he can afford.
Oh my God.
I'm looking at the paperwork. I said, oh, this gonna get repoed unless he get a second job.
Stop that. Listen, I'm going to say something funny and then I'm going to go because I'm going to take care of all of that. Just put it in one pot.
Hey, SB, before you go, I want to say this. I want to say this.
I'm coming to get you.
I want to say this about the conversation you guys had a little earlier with Brother Clarence and you and Black Man about single mothers.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody said single mothers were bad. But I think that when we talk about subjects like that, it's very dangerous when men step in and say, "Oh, all single mothers ain't bad." No, listen, that's not your department, Brother Clarence. Let SB handle that. SB. You don't have experience as a single mother. SB does. SB can speak on that, and she knows what to look out for when it comes to, a single mother that, probably had a bad deal with dude, but she's still a good woman. Clarence, that's not your department. As a man, we should not be. You're saying you want to jump in and say, "Oh, all single mothers ain't bad." We know that, but what I'm saying is that's not the point. The point is that we're trying to avoid that altogether. And I think SB is on one accord with that as well. But when it comes to speaking about single mothers, SB was one at one point in time, and she has wisdom. You don't got no wisdom as a single mother. You don't. You know what I'm saying? So when you jump into this, and when you jump into that category, it's very dangerous as black men to say stuff like that, right? Because it almost comes out is that your champion is, and we should, I understand you want to take up for single mothers and stuff. Listen, let me tell you a secret. My wife was a single mother. I know that all single mothers aren't bad, right? But what I'm saying is that when it comes to speaking on that situation, this is just my opinion. I think that SB can speak. She has more authority when it comes to speaking wisdom on those type of situations than any one of us, because she lived it and she experienced it, and she knows exactly what to look out for and what not to, and what to choose and what not to choose. You understand what I'm saying? So
I hear you. So basically, what you're telling me is because I haven't been a single mother, I shouldn't be speaking on that issue, correct?
That's exactly what I'm telling you. And
okay, so I'm gonna wait for you to tell world class not to talk about abortions since he never had an abortion. So
I'll that's wait. different, bro. You're moving the goalposts now.
Let him be next in line.
You moving the goal, Clarence. I'm gonna tell you what you did. You just moved the goalpost from California.
I didn't move the goalpost, man.
Yes, you did.
Wait. I love my people. Whether they making mistakes or not. Now I have a different relationship with God. So I have a different responsibility to our people. I got a different responsibility than most of y'all. So I'm gonna always try to look for the best in them, no matter how downtrodden they look. I got a different responsibility than you. You can walk past them, step right over them, just like the priest leave that man on the other side of the street. You can do that.
What's
But I-
interesting
I-
is,
I have a
what's
different
interesting, but hold on, one
Wait, wait,
second,
wait,
Clarence,
wait,
I got a question.
finish.
one
I have
second,
a
Sam.
different
It's interesting
responsibility to our
that
people. So I'm always
it's
gonna be trying to help
wow,
them up.
that's crazy. It's interesting that you heard me talk about it multiple times, but you never typed none of that in the chat.
Was
You never
what?
typed anything about child deletions. Everything I've said about child deletions, you got no quarrel, no comment
Because
about it.
I don't need to
Dudes
discuss
that
it. I don't think it's. I didn't find anything that you said other than just your opinion. I'm
I
just
never
telling
had
him-
nothing I said
telling
was
me
an
this,
opinion.
but
Everything I
this-
talked
but
about
he's
was a
telling
fact.
me that since this is the same principle, the principle being I haven't experienced that,
But it's
so
not the
therefore
same
I can
principle.
talk about it.
It isn't
You
the
have
same
a
Argument's
principle.
not against deletion.
No. You were talking about you were speaking about the quality. You were speaking about whether the single mothers were good or not. You were speaking about whether single mothers were good or not, or the quality of them. There's no conversation with me about whether child deletions are good.
No quality of single mothers.
There was no conversation or no debate with me about whether child deletions were good. So it's not the same principle.
Well, no. But he said
a lot of people do this with me and they find out the same thing. They're not smart enough.
Wait a minute.
No, you try to flip what he said. You try to flip what he said to counter what I said. I never questioned the quality or what was there a good abortion or not. All of them are bad. So it wasn't the same principle because I know what principle actually means.
But should you be speaking of it at all?
Yeah, it should be.
I mean, according
the
to
God
Freezy,
the God that you pray to spoke to it.
But that's not Freezy. I'm talking about Freezy was talking right here.
Yeah,
He was
why
saying,
did you kind of challenge with me as if I wasn't gonna say nothing?
You, as far as I know, haven't experienced being laying down on that gurney either.
But it wasn't a qualified comparison because I never qualified whether child deletions was good or not.
It's a
you
question
qualify whether
not for you, for him. I mean, you can try to defend him all you want, but it's
no. I'm not. I'm checking you on what you said that was incorrect.
He's a grown man. You out here talking. He's a grown man. You can answer for himself, can he? Okay, so
I'm not answering for him. I'm not answering for him. You're not going to change the direction of what I'm saying. You're not.
Answer.
No, you're not going to flip what I'm doing to fit what you're saying, so you can be able to get away from this heat. What you said didn't qualify for what you're talking about. It didn't qualify. Yes, why you trying to go to him? Let him answer. I'm rebutting when you brought me up. Your concept didn't qualify off rip because I never challenged the quality of a child deletion. He checked you on
either.
You did. The thing that you didn't qualify for that you didn't check was a single mother. That's what he checked.
This man
said
here,
you said whether mothers were all bad or not. I never challenged whether child deletions were all bad or not. That's why you can't stop talking.
This sister said right here,
you can't stop talking because I landed.
You got a beautiful situation going on.
All it, y'all everybody
said he got a beautiful
Let me respond. It wasn't about deletions. It was
hold on, just a second, guys. Just a second. So we continue to go in circles, but we talk about the whole 15 years thing. When I said that, I really mean it. I think that it should be a deep dive into a person's mind that champions being a single mother, that champions not having a father, in not having a marriage, not having a nuclear family.
I agree with you on that.
That's a mental.
But that's not what you said. You said being a single mother. You're saying you got to wait until somebody who champions being a single mother. That's not what you said in the video.
I said don't date single moms.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I said don't date single moms unless they have some therapy. And I said 15 years to be exaggerating. But that's a mental issue. If you're a single mom and you think it's okay to be that, then you're gonna hop into the relationship.
No. What I'm saying to you is there are some single moms that are like Security Boss and like Freezy's wife. They have done the calculations to say, hey, how I was moving before is not gonna get it. I gotta move this way.
Minority or majority?
But you're gonna restrict them from your dating pool because they may have a child. Now I agree. If you're not of a certain maturity, you shouldn't be dating single mothers at all. Especially anybody in their 20s, you really should be leaving single mothers alone.
So have you seen? So let me ask you this, Brother Clarence. Let me ask you this because I have daughters, 19, 14, right, and 12, right. So I'm seeing a different dynamic of the young women in the streets today, and I work with kids as well, church, street, recreation. You know, you've seen it, and so I work with these young girls today. These young girls today need therapy bad. These the single mamas you don't want. This is when Hink said he feel bad for his son. This is what he talking about. The single moms today, they'll have a baby. They'll have a baby. Go through their 6 weeks of being down. On week 7, they having sex with another dude, completely different dude, raw dog. These women, they don't take the time to stop. They don't. They get out their bed and they back in another bed again. And that's why I know. Right. I'm gonna say her name. I know a woman right now that's got 6 kids, and all of them got different daddies. And they
what has that got to do with what we was talking about?
But she's a single mom. She's a single. No, but I'm saying she's a single mom. She has 12, 11, 9, 7, 5. They're all stair steppers with different men.
Okay.
This is what this, and I'm saying, I wish I could get on the show.
So what is your point?
My point that I'm making is that's the type of woman I'm talking about. She needs therapy.
I know, but you didn't qualify that. You didn't say that. You didn't say a woman with a certain number of children or a certain number of this.
I did say that. I said one is too many.
And a single mother.
I said
what he said.
Okay, well then you just disqualified SB again. Right, and I'm trying to tell you.
SB is married. She's married. She's married. She's married.
Hold on, y'all. The reason Brother Clarence is not understanding this and getting it is because everybody keep over talking me in him. Let me explain. Security boss just explained, and so many times I've heard her say it over and over again. She was a single mom. The thing that changed security boss is that security boss had to deal with the S word. The S word meaning shame. All right. That was security boss. How many years was that ago with security boss? Can you tell me? Give me a number.
30.
30 years ago. Now let's fast forward 30 years where there's no more shame. In today's time, since there's so shame and women are celebrated for being single moms, I recommended that men in this day and time, I said, men, if you want to take back the community today, that's what the video said. If you want to take back the community today and be the men that Black women want us to be, then this is what we need to do. Do not date single women. I mean, single mothers.
I agree. Most men should not. Most men should not do it.
Unless they have therapy. Because this girl that I know that's got 6 kids with 6 different baby daddies, she's a beautiful girl, gorgeous girl, could have done anything with her life. It's something going on up top that she need to talk to somebody, because for you to be that smart, I mean, I went to school with her. She was an excellent student, straight A student, helping everybody. And you got 6 kids with 6 different men, and you a beautiful, gorgeous, smart girl.
Do you think the average single mother has 6 kids with 6 different men?
No, the average single mother has 3 children.
Okay.
That's the number. The average single mother right now.
Okay. So the average single mother has 3.
It used to be that men had more children than women. Now it's that in the Black community, women have more children than men.
So okay,
there's a problem with
that. JT, that's not true.
Now, Brother Clarence.
No,
there are more women with children.
It's true.
There are more men with more children.
No, it's not.
They all having children with the same nigga.
That's incorrect.
They all having children with the same niggas.
Class said it's true. 60-something% of the women have a kid.
Can I say something?
Did you just say what you said? They're all having the same. They are all having children with the same guy.
You know that Black females are not monogamous.
Let's get Security Boss in here real quick. Go ahead, Security Boss.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say something real quick, and I'm gonna leave y'all alone because y'all doing some barbershop talk now. But Brother Clarence, I want to say something to you. I was a single mother, but something that was very important for me as a single mom, and this is something that should happen. I actually did a video about this. If a woman has one child and she has accounted for her mistake, her part in having that one child as a single mother, she probably will be a person that is ready to go out and date again and be accountable for a good relationship. She could be a good wife. Now, if a woman has 2 or more kids, I say that she needs to take that time to grow those kids up. I don't think she should be out there dating and looking for other men. I don't, especially if she got 3. You know, I'm always on the fence about 2 or 3, but definitely 3. When you got 3 kids, you need to devote your time to making sure those kids are grooming them as much as possible. And also you need to find those fathers and make sure they're in those children's life. But the thing that we're missing, or y'all not saying, Brother Clarence, and I think the part that Black men is not saying directly is there needs to be accountability, because so often, and I even heard JT said it. JT said, I had to talk to the man who got my daughter pregnant. his daughter, and I hate to see it, but your daughter was enjoying every minute of that sexual ordeal that got her pregnant. And see, what happens is women always say the man got them pregnant and we don't take accountability for it. The way I was able to preserve myself after that single child was because I realized I don't want that life. I didn't want that life. That wasn't me. That wasn't how I was raised. My mom and dad, I grew up with both of them. They did death do you part. My mother just died a year ago. So I knew where I came from. But I had to reflect and account for all of that. And if a woman hasn't done that with that one single child, she's not ready to marry another man. She's not even ready to entertain that conversation.
Yes, ma'am. This is why I say you are more qualified